Now then, people, welcome back to the Just Joe Football Show. It is time for the final whistle, your Premier League review from game week 9. I have an all-star cast with me this evening. Six of us for your viewing pleasure. We had a lot of love in the comments for the Don Hussam after his debut appearance on Thursday. So, of course, we had to bring him back as well after what happened yesterday. And we're going to start with that. And we've also got Igal as well returning. Igal, how you doing, mate? All right?
I'm doing a lot better than the last time you spoke to me. So
yeah. Arsenal are actually doing all right now, aren't they? They're doing all right. Yeah, man. Thanks. Good. The Don Hussam, how are you doing, mate? All right?
I'm great, man. Listen, I like before. Like I don't want to dive deep into anything. I just want to say to all the rival fans, you're welcome. Like I know, like you were all with us yesterday, and for good reason. Like we just given you a reply to all Man United fans the entire season. Like you have a reply now. Like you lost 5-0 to your biggest rivals at home, so you're welcome now. You're welcome. You can enjoy it, celebrate with us. We all have a common enemy. They ruined our life for 20 years. So listen, this is a moment of joy for all of us.
It was for me yesterday, mate. Oh. I can't lie. Like genuinely, I was absolutely buzzing. Like it was amazing, man. It was great. I've even got stick off some Leeds fans going, "Oh my God, you need to grow up," and that. I'm like, no, I don't. I'm basking in this. I don't care that we're like 17th in the table. They got pumped. It was great to see. Corey, let me go around the regulars anyway. It's rude of me, that is. Corey, how you doing, mate? All right?
Good, mate. Buzzing off yesterday, 4th in the league. And to be fair, when that goal went in, I thought I was nearly going to burst a blood vessel. Obviously, Mickey getting it was unreal, mate. And sent them back to North London packing like where they belong. So, we'll get into it tonight. And we'll talk a little bit about Declan Rice. Again, another good performance. Shock horror. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, my God.
He's gone off screen because he knows it's coming.
Yeah, he knows.
Listen, Antonio bullies people more than Lukaku bullies people. Let's be honest.
Oh, here we go. We've known literally not even 2 minutes into this, and it's already started. Fair enough.
Locks, how you doing, brother? Leicester are back, aren't they?
Well, for now, mate. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, mate, good. Another good win. We're at Brentford, not an easy place to go. So happy with that, mate. Happy to be back again, 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
unusual.
Good. Yeah, no, exactly. I was half expecting around 6 o'clock to get the obligatory text. Oh, sorry, mate, my bus is late. The dog's eating me Wi-Fi. I can't come. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that text, but it never came. Mate. It's great to have you.
I had to be here, mate. Eagles here. I had to be here.
No, you guys, you're lucky. You're lucky that we let James Maddison stay at Leicester.
Yeah, God, mate. He wouldn't join you for 300 grand a week, mate. Honestly, he couldn't think of anything worse. It would be an awful decision, mate. Mate, you wanted him. You would have paid. You put the offer there. He turned you down. He's never come into a club like you, mate. Honestly, embarrassing.
Wow. The club never even.
To be fair, Igali has a point. Like Buendia went to Villa over you, so let's just, it's just.
That's what I mean, man.
Buendia went to Villa and he got piped. Smith Rowe's better than him.
Yeah, he is.
Uncomfortable.
I have to agree with you on that. Smith Rowe's a baller. Oscar, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. This is a bit like WWE. This, I think everyone's got a rival here. Corey and Hassan, bit of a rivalry there. Egal, Locks, you can feel a bit of a rivalry there as well. And I need to find a rivalry. Here now as well. Hassan,
the boss.
James Milner plays. You win 5-0. I'm just gonna throw that out there, mate. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, you were right about James Milner. You were right. Don't worry.
Did you hear a word of that?
No.
No, your Wi-Fi is your rival. Don't worry.
Yes.
Oh, never mind. The guy will just keep developing your best player anyway.
Who?
Who do you think?
What?
The Terry Ramos, Ben White.
Oh, okay. He's not our best player. Come on. That was a bad joke.
He is. He kind of is.
Woof, right over my head, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you won't even know what Tally is, mate. You don't know what Towie is, will you, Gal?
No.
Nah.
I know what Towie is. How do you not know what Towie is?
Bro, I don't. Guys,
Move on.
I've never stepped foot into the UK, and I know what Towie is. Listen, garbage TV is just absolutely class. Like it's just incredible. Listen, Towie, Love Island, all this BS. It's just incredible to watch.
I only know Hollyoaks.
What are we talking about here?
Let's get to this weekend's game. Anyway. Normally we go from back to front, but we're not going to do it. We're going to start at the top of the show with, of course, yesterday's result: Liverpool 5, Manchester United 0 at Old Trafford. They were leaving around the 60-minute mark. They were all trying to get themselves sent off at one point. Pogba did get sent off. Could Ronaldo have gone? It was just absolute scenes. Don Hassam, how are you feeling, mate?
Listen, this has been a magnificent win. It's just been absolutely iconic. I've been running spaces today. I've been doing YouTube videos. I'm milking the hell out of this moment. I'm just absolutely enjoying it so much. We just went to Old Trafford. Currently, by the way, breaking news, renamed to the Mo Salah Arena. We just absolutely destroyed them. 5-0. And the best part is we put 5 past them in second gear. We put 5 past them in missionary position. Like we didn't even have to try. We were just out there vibing. That second half, we were just hanging out at Old Trafford like it was just a park down the road. Like we were just hanging out. Like Trent was just trying a shot from far away. Oxlade-Chamberlain was looking like Ronaldinho in that midfield. Jota was doing 5-star skills. Like it was just a madness. Like I completely enjoyed that. And the fact that you said they were trying to get sent off. Ronaldo should have been sent off. Fred should have been sent off. Pogba rightfully sent off. I could argue for other players being sent off. Like it could have ended. They were lucky to have 9 players on the pitch, never mind 10. So it's just like, listen, at the end of the day, Anthony Taylor is just I'm not gonna swear at him, so you get to the point anyway. So look, absolutely phenomenal performance. Mo Salah hat-trick as well. And once again, we prove we are the biggest club in the country. We absolutely hammer them. We absolutely hammer them in their own backyard. And I said this today, and I'm going to say it again. This is a victory for football. Make no mistake. No matter who you support, these Man United fans have ruined our lives for tens of years. Every day in the playgrounds, every day at uni, every day, every single friend of yours who supports Man United is just absolutely obnoxious in your ear every day. How many league titles? 20 times, 20, every day in your ear, just drilling it into your ear every day. Anyone who says, "Oh, I feel bad for them," I feel bad for Man United. You're a disgrace if you feel bad for Man United. This is a football cycle. It's their time to get paid back, and we paid them back in full effect. I had Arsenal fans, Chelsea fans join in the celebrations today. Me and City fans enjoying it together. They were like, "Thank you, Sam." I was like, "I didn't play, but you're welcome." So we're just vibing. We're just vibing all together. It's just a victory for football. We put 5 past them in second gear. And Klopp at halftime, this is how I know Klopp's the best manager on earth. Klopp is all in. So he was like, "Listen, guys, let's just keep it. Let's not go overboard. Let's just give them 5 and give Mo Salah his hat-trick and let's just leave here." And the best part is we did that without Fabinho, without Mane, without Thiago. Matip was arrested. So Klopp looked at that Old Trafford game and he was like, "I'm gonna rotate my squad." That's how little respect he has for Man United. And listen, it's deserved at the end of the day. Man United currently, just to end, I don't want to I know I'm giving a speech like old politicians in the 40s and shit, but anyway, listen, Man United
this is better than any political speech I've ever heard in my life. So carry on, mate. Carry on.
Listen, this is one of 2 things that we have to decide now as a group. Man United are currently level on points with Arsenal. So it's one of 2 things. Either Man United are in a relegation battle or Arsenal are in the title race. We need to decide which one is it, because it has to be one or the other. So I'd much prefer it if Man United were in a relegation battle. To all the people who feel bad, if Man United get liquidated, not just relegated, I would celebrate. Like, I don't get this whole feel bad thing for them. So listen, I'm enjoying it. You're welcome to all of you. I know it was a special moment for everyone. You can join in the celebrations. The good guys beat the bad guys. It's just the passing of the torch now. Everything Ferguson built in 20 years, Klopp destroyed in 4. So it's just how it is.
And
I personally
that's
think
brilliant. Go on,
I personally
Dan.
think the fact that they're also tied on points with Leicester just goes to show you how bad of a season they're having. Because Leicester are having a terrible season.
You're coming.
He's gone there. He's gone.
A bad Leicester season is a good Arsenal season, mate. So I don't know if you're good. Like we're also level on points. We're also level. So
Level, right? The same team that was relegation contenders.
You two are below both of us. I don't know what you're worrying about. We're both, so...
Yeah, man.
No,
number one
where's
team
Leeds on the
in
table, by
London
the
now.
way?
Huh?
West Ham are my number one team in London now.
Where's Leeds on the table?
Oh, man. We don't need to talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later on, mate. All right? At this minute, like, I had... do you know what? I put a video up on my YouTube stories on Instagram of me laughing at the screen. And, like, my mate this morning... like mocked it up, so it's me laughing at the league table and our position 17th. But I was like, I don't care. Like, we could be like, of course I don't want to get relegated, but like, even if in the Championship and Man United got spanked like they did, I'd have still celebrated like that, regardless of where we are in the football pyramid. It is amazing to see them be humbled so much. Like I said, I called 4-1. I said 4-1. I knew it was, I just knew, I got the sense, especially after Atalanta. I mean, old Eat Your Toes, Paul Scholes said it himself, didn't he? That if they play the same way, right, against at Liverpool as they did with Atlanta, then it was always going to end that way. And it did. And it
was
did,
a nail
and they got
biter.
absolutely spanked. What you say?
It was a nail biter.
It was a nail biter, yeah, exactly. Mate, them memes have been killing me off, man. I can't lie. That guy, he goes, you get your toes out, and the guy goes, "Arr, arr."
True love. True love. True love.
He's killed me off. Oscar, as a Leeds United fan, mate, seeing the absolute shithousery from Sky when they went from Alex Ferguson to Kenny Dalglish, how satisfying was that to see Alex Ferguson in that state? And he left. That was the indictment for me of Ollie's tenure as Man United coach, when it was reported that Ferguson had also left with the rest of the rats that were leaving the sinking ship. Like, it was beautiful, wasn't it, mate?
Yeah, no, it was. I mean, they could not have timed that much better, could they, with going to Dalglish and that lot. But yeah, I mean, everything was just perfect about it. You know, Ronaldo can make, massively has to make it all about him again, doesn't he? At 4-0 down, decides to start kicking a 20-year-old lad. Don't know why he did it. Anyway, Van Dijk comes across. He soon backs down, doesn't he? No surprises there. The big man, Ronaldo over there, backs down once again. But yeah, no, it was absolutely perfect, to be quite honest with you. And I mean, Salah, he's getting up to, I don't know, a gal might disagree with me here, but in terms of the best Premier League player I've ever seen is Thierry Henry. But Salah, to be fair to him, if he carries on like this for another year or two, he's in the conversation for me now. He's in the conversation with your Henrys, your Agueros, your Gerrards, whoever you want to put up there. He's definitely up there now, at the very least. And I think he's on course at the minute for 42 goals, 20 assists, I think, for the year, for the whole season, if he carries on at this rate. And the way he played yesterday, I mean, the thing is, that fourth goal, anyone else scores that, you're thinking, what a finish. But the fact it's Salah, you expect him to finish that. It's not even a half chance. You expect him to finish that. The fifth goal, he takes a bit of a heavy touch, but there's still no doubt about it. There was no doubt he was going to put that past De Gea. And to be honest, I thought Liverpool were actually in second gear. Certainly second half. I thought Liverpool, I think Carragher alluded to it as well. If Liverpool had been played like they did maybe first half, first 20, 30 minutes against Atletico Madrid or in other games this season, that would have been potentially 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Maybe even more than that. If they had unpicked that as well from the off.
Yeah. I think, am I right in saying as well now he's the highest scoring African Premier League player ever?
Yeah.
He broke the record last game.
And
guess what? Mane is right behind him to break it next. 4 more goals.
Yeah, he's exceptional. Corey, your thoughts on that, mate? Are you surprised what I don't understand, mate, is how they're still having a conversation over whether this man should be able to take them forward.
Who's having that conversation? What, the fans or the media?
Just he's still there, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's still in the job. And do you know what, Corey? And it's hard for me to say this, and it's hard for Leeds United fans to say this, but Gary Neville had got to a point where I rated him. But now he's lost all respect a little bit because I'm like, just say it how you see it, bro.
Yeah.
Stop hiding behind this thing being your mate. Like, he's gash. He's terrible. And still they want to try and defend him, mate. It's a madness.
I hate it. I really, really do.
Yeah.
I really like Neville. I really like Carragher. And then when Neville's coming out, and it isn't just him. It's a lot of Manchester United figureheads. It's Rio Ferdinand as well. None of them will call a spade a spade. You can see on the pitch how poor they are. And listen, they've played at the top level, whether we like it or not. They've won things. They know what it takes, and they know that the drop off between Fergie and Solskjaer is actually quite frightening. And I thought today, albeit I was at the game yesterday and I didn't get to see until the last 20 minutes, it's just the naivety of trying to press Liverpool when he's clearly out of his depth. When you're Solskjaer, right, and you're that far beneath every other manager in the league, particularly someone like Jurgen Klopp, you have to just go to basics. You've just got to work with what you've got and accept it. But I think there's a little bit of an identity crisis, and all of a sudden now there's this expectation where Manchester United have to be the Manchester United of old with a 4-3-3 and play like they did with the energy. Can't do it. He can't do it. They can't do it. And then you see what you see yesterday. And honestly, Liverpool, I think we've discussed this, didn't really get out of second gear from what I saw. They looked so comfortable. They were at ease. But yeah, from that point of view, in terms of punditry, it's so frustrating because whether or not you like who Neville played for, a lot of people had a lot of time for him. But now all of a sudden it's like, come on, mate, you've got to... You're not being horrible to him just because you're saying he's out of his depth. You can just say they don't look the right team. He's not the right man. So hopefully he's still in the job, mate. Hopefully Conte doesn't come in and all of a sudden it switches up. But
Conte's done. I just seen a report right now that Manchester United are losing interest in Antonio Conte being the replacement.
Yes. Guys, obviously, I don't want to just take too much time off, but when it comes to the Conte situation, with Conte, as soon as he got linked to Man United, Igal knows, we do loads of stuff on Spaces, and we always speak to Man United fans. I told them, guys, this is not done. Please be just stand off a little bit with celebrating, because Conte is gonna go to the board. He's gonna have demands. He's gonna ask them for guarantees. He's gonna ask them for control over transfers. Blah blah blah. Conte is literally, if we're being real and honest, in terms of toxicity, he's literally an Italian version of Mourinho. So I don't think even the United board want to go there again. So it's just I never saw that coming at all. He's never gonna be Man United manager.
Yeah, facts. But Mo Salah, Oscar, to echo what you're saying, he doesn't get enough respect. He does not get enough respect. At this point, I think he is a staple in most people's Premier League all-time 11s. When it comes to
he has to be.
Are you putting Bale over him? Who are you putting on that?
No, absolutely not.
Let's be honest. So in that situation, that's why I'm saying we have to respect Mo Salah, and Liverpool has to pay Mo Salah. If Mo Salah does not get paid by Liverpool, it will be the biggest mistake a Premier League club has made since, I don't know, letting Vieira leave, what Manchester United did with letting certain players leave, selling Bale and not replacing him properly. I don't know who else made a big mistake. Chelsea haven't really done
Man United pretty much with every single managerial appointment since 2013, I think.
Yeah. So,
my guy, Oscar, my guy.
This is definitely going to be one of the biggest mistakes you can make if you don't give Mo Salah the money. Personally, if you don't pay Mo Salah, Klopp should just walk out the door and resign.
He's getting paid. He's getting paid. Don't worry.
Yeah,
he's signing the contract. He's staying. Don't worry about it. I generally have zero worry whatsoever. He's staying. Don't worry.
All right, is it 400k he's wanting? Is that right, Hussam?
Yes, 400k is what he wants. That is correct. The one thing with Liverpool's contracts, it's very incentivized, so everything is just based on incentives. So last season, for example, Salah made more money than Mbappe because of the incentives. It's the base salary isn't as high, but it's so many incentives. You play 5 games, incentive. You play 10 games, incentive. You score 5 goals, incentive. 10 incentive, etc., etc., etc. So the way Salah's playing this season, he might it already adds up to 500k this season already, even without the base salary increasing. So I'm confident in him signing the contract. I'm not worried about it whatsoever.
Can we talk about?
Is there a?
I was literally just going to say, can we talk about how complete Mo Salah is actually playing now as a forward, not just as a goal scorer? There were times yesterday with some of his passes where I was thinking, that's unreal. We're talking 30 yards out. He's picked it up. He hasn't picked up his head. He's seen Mane or whoever getting in beyond. I think he does get disrespected because people think goal scoring is very, very easy. But for a player like Salah, who is fantastic as a winger, but as an inside forward, he's just different level. I just think he's he's at the peak of his powers now. And you know you've got a world-class player. He was world-class, but when you start getting into that bracket of top 5, top 3, because you can't deal with him. Everything he does, you just cannot deal with him. You put 5 players around him and he'll beat all of them. But I've been really impressed with him this season, just in terms of him becoming more and more complete.
The guy's inevitable, isn't he? The guy's inevitable at the moment. We had a discussion a couple of weeks back, and I asked if he were the best player in the world right now. And I know Matt actually came out and apologised on Twitter because he said it was Benzema at the time, and he was like, right, yeah, look, I was wrong. Like Salah's just, oh man, he was amazing yesterday. Do you know what as well, Locks? I just want to say props to, because I think he gets a lot of absolute battering. But how good was Henderson's pass for that goal, man? To be fair, you know, when Pogba loses it and the outside, it was a beauty, wasn't it?
Mate, I saw an interesting one on Twitter earlier, you know, saying if it was Kevin De Bruyne doing that, you know, everyone would lose their shit, you know, clips of it everywhere. And yeah, it's incredible, mate. He seems to just continue to, you know, consistency-wise, he just seems to carry on performing. I know there's obviously doubters about him, you know, a lot of people saying that maybe he shouldn't be in the England squad, he shouldn't be starting every, you know, games for Liverpool anymore, but mate, look at it. I mean, he was in that. He was an important part of that midfield for Liverpool yesterday. You know, that beat Manchester United 5-0. So, yeah, mate, for me, he's still got it. He still deserves to be in the England squad, and obviously, you know, especially in the Liverpool squad.
Yeah, for sure, guys. Do we think, is there anyone who? I mean, I asked you, didn't you? I don't know if you remember. We asked, will Man United make it? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, if you remember, just a couple of weeks ago, and we looked at their results after the Leicester one. We looked at the fixtures. They had Atalanta, and then, you know, Liverpool, and we said, will he make it through this next group? And I think, you know, I did say he'd be the next manager sacked. However, a lot of us, and I'm not just saying that to pump up, you know, I like to, but I did say it. But do we think he makes it through, or is it literally game over? Because he's got Spurs at the weekend, then Atlanta again.
Spurs will beat him. Spurs will beat him if he's still in charge. I would guarantee you. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think his time's come, mate. I mean, when you're relying on Ronaldo to dig you out of holes every single game, and he's just gone the other way. Stick to what you know, McTominay and Fred. Like that's what you've got. Just deal with it. But I think teams now, I mean, the level of the league as well, what you're seeing is, if you're a poor coach like he is, and you play like that with naivety, teams will find you out. I think he has to go, mate. If you're Man United and you're a fan, the fact that the other week they were singing the other week.
You were telling me, Corey, right?
They were singing. They sing Ollie's at the wheel, and then when it goes wrong, the glazer's out. Make your mind up. Do you know what I mean? He's an awful manager.
Yeah,
You've got to be. You just got to stick with your principles. And you know, after losing 5-0 to Liverpool, Old Trafford,
it's bad.
That's the worst. That's the worst.
This is why I can't understand, right? Like, I'm on Twitter, and I hate Man United, right? But I feel like I have to like argue with, because one of Gary Neville's tweets were, I never thought in my lifetime I would see us calling for the head of the player that won us the Champions League. But it is 2021 and Boris Johnson's in charge. And I'm like, hang on a minute, Gary. Like, yes, he might have won you a Champions League, but as a coach and a manager, he's garbage. Like, why can you not see this? Like, and it's mad that he's still there. I genuinely felt like, I've got Man United friends. Like, one of them texted me saying, I want him sacked at half time. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's going on that he's still there now? Like, well, it was funny because I think it was about lunchtime. I can't remember the time. And then it came up on Sky Sports News, and the Glazers are busy getting outbid for an Indian IPL team or something like that, when they should be concentrating on the football club, and they're trying to buy an Indian Premier League cricket side, right, Hassam? And I'm like, this is the madness of it. Can you imagine that after your worst result, your owners are just not, they probably don't even know. Do you know what I mean? They're like, oh, do you know we actually lost 5
The report that came out this morning was that the Glazers are going to wake up sometime around 12 p.m. UK time, because they're in LA. And once they do that, they're going to have a meeting about Ollie. So if they're going to have a meeting, that means he's gone, because anything that they could have said would have been in an email. They wouldn't have had to have a meeting. So in my opinion, Ollie is now gone. It's just, who is going to replace him? Are they going to leave him for the next game for no reason, it doesn't make sense. What they're going to do is they're probably going to get an interim manager in up until after the Chelsea game.
Ollie. Get Rooney, get Bruce in.
I put money. It's Michael Carrick. It's Michael Carrick.
Look, they're going to do something dumb like give Michael Carrick the job. Some fans are going to be stupid and say, "Oh, he beat Spurs," and then because everyone beat Spurs, and then they're going to lose the next game against Man City. Then they're going to lose to Chelsea. Then they're going to beat Watford, and then they're going to face us, and that's when they're going to get their new manager, and we're going to somehow lose to a new manager bounce. That's what's going to end up happening.
Am I the only one who thinks Oli is going to stay? Am I the only one?
Oli's not going to stay. After what happened today, Hussam, it's impossible. Did you guys see what came out? Manchester
to you,
United
it's impossible. They lost 6-1 at home to Tottenham last season.
They tried to do a PR move. They put a video. They put a picture of Oli saying the manager's points or something about the game. They seen the reaction. Immediately after that, they put out another statement through their intermediates saying that they're going to have a meeting about Oli's tenure.
The one thing I'll say is, do you remember when Ronaldo was going to go to City and Fergie started pulling strings? I don't know, like with Man United, you don't know who behind the scenes. If Fergie's walks out at half time, whether he's gone, listen, we've got to do something different here. Like that. That's why I think it might happen, because it's just unprecedented. Like it's just you can't have that, mate. It's for that club, and I think the Tottenham 6-1 they got away with because there was no fans in the ground. To have that packed out and watch that. I don't see how you can come back from that, even as a reputation, to be fair.
Nah.
Listen, the thing is, when it comes to Oli, I genuinely think he will stay. And this Oli Judge thing, like, make no mistake, it's not a joke. Like, I feel like when it comes to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think he stays, and I completely disagree with Corey, isn't it? The West Ham. Yeah, Corey, big up. yes. The Declan Rice #1 supporter, but we'll get into that later. When it comes to Oli, I think next week they easily beat Tottenham. Hotspur. If United are in the mud, Tottenham are already buried. Like they're dead already. And Atalanta, I've said it before. I've used this expression. Even though I'm in enemy territory, I'm going to use it again. They're literally the Italian version of Leeds, just expansive football and shit defensively. So they're going to absolutely hammer Atalanta.
I was agreeing with you then, and then when you said that, I was like, no, don't do that, man. Don't do that.
Listen, and after that, they play Chelsea, and Oli has a positive record against Chelsea. So I think Oli somehow survives this entire period. And if you're the Glazers, remember, us as football fans, we think different. We have standards. They don't. Give them top 4 and they're happy. That's all they want. When they look at Oli, they go like, okay, he's given me top 4 Champions League money 2 seasons in a row. I'm happy. So that's all they want, to be honest.
I think
what were you going to agree, mate? Go on.
Yeah, I said it a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about if he'll make it through. I think he will as well. You see, like Gary Neville, and I know obviously Gary Neville again is for some reason still protecting obviously his mate, and like you see others doing it, Ferdinand, Scholes, but he said that he will be in charge until the end of the season. Now, look, I know he's just a pundit on Sky Sports, but he has contacts inside that club. Gary Neville, sure. He knows things that go on. And he wouldn't come out and say Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be in charge until the end of the season for no reason. He must have heard that somewhere. So I think he'll stay. I think he'll maybe pick up. He could pick up a cheeky result at Tottenham, maybe a draw. Again, Chelsea, you just don't know. But I think it will paper over the cracks. He might get a result here and there, like I said, and paper over the cracks, like the Atalanta game. It was shocking, but they come back, they win, and it papers over the cracks again for another week. So I think he stays, and I don't look. If I'm a Man United fan, I'm fuming, But I just think the board that they'll keep him in charge, and I think maybe then next summer is when a project would look to start with a new manager, because obviously I know you're saying there Conte apparently this deal's off. Even Conte. He's come out before in the past and said he doesn't like joining teams halfway through his season. I didn't expect he would. A lot of big managers wouldn't.
You know who does? Brendan Rodgers. He left Celtic midway through the season. I'm not even bantering. I'm not even bantering. I'm dead serious. Brendan Rodgers. If they pay the 25 million, Brendan Rodgers packs up his bag and runs out of Leicester.
Fact.
Agal, have you just suggested a former Liverpool manager is going to go and manage Man United?
Yes, because he has
that is not, Agal, it's not going to happen. I can absolutely assure you that won't happen.
He doesn't care about. He's a Chelsea former Chelsea assistant coach.
Yeah, well, I don't think
honestly,
Rodgers-
it will not happen. Man United fans will not accept that. It won't happen. As much as
They don't see him as that. They see Brendan Rodgers as. They don't see him as a Liverpool manager. When they see him, they don't see him as a manager who managed Liverpool.
He won nothing with us
He
either.
won nothing at Liverpool. He accomplished nothing at Liverpool. He was the guy who bottled it at Liverpool. If he comes to Manchester United and wins a trophy, and he's the one who bottled it at Liverpool, they're going to say, ha, 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 he did it with us. He couldn't do it with you.
Egal was also convinced that Brendan Rodgers was going to leave Leicester halfway through the season to go to Arsenal. So give it a rest. Rodgers is very happy where he is. He is not going to go, especially to Manchester United. That's a fact. He turned down Newcastle, which is a very, very exciting opportunity right now. Yeah, he's not going to Manchester United, mate. Just
but he has no loyalty to Leicester.
But Egal, what makes you think Man United will go for him?
He had no loyalty to Swansea. He has no loyalty to anybody. He wants to just take every single step to get to the top of the game. This is a man who worked under Mourinho, who has similar mindset, mentality-wise, as Mourinho. He's egotistical and cares more about himself.
I agree with the guys because I'm not saying that would happen, and I'm not saying he's going to leave. But I think when we're talking about careers and we're talking about money, there's no way Brendan Rodgers goes, sorry, I can't go.
Yeah, but Man United will not offer Brendan Rodgers the job.
That's
probably
fair.
will
That's
not.
fair.
Maybe absolutely 100% won't happen.
But Rodgers
But if they
is the
did, he'd
character.
say yes.
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I think he would say yeah.
Rodgers does have a high opinion of himself. Like you can tell, and when you've heard him say, "I'll wait for the City job," that's when you know that he wants that chance at that club again. Like, it's no disrespect to Leicester because he's done an amazing job, but it's just the way he thinks.
Yeah. What can he accomplish at Leicester anyway? Like what? Win another FA Cup? Like that won't do his career any good. It's just how it is. Like he's gonna have to.
He's never. That's huge.
Brendan Rodgers. I just want to say this. Brendan Rodgers. Trust me, I've seen him. I've known him plenty of times. This man will not stay at Leicester. Trust me. This man has an ego the size of like the globe. Like this, the most egotistical piece of shit I've ever seen in my entire life. So listen, yes, very egotistical. So he would leave. He'd leave to Arsenal. He'd leave to any of the big six, guaranteed.
He was a Gerrard slip from when he won a title.
Who said that? He would go to any of these? Because
1 second, I want to hear
when Gerrard slipped, you were in the championship.
Go on, Lots.
Turn him up.
I said, did he just say?
I can't hear you, Lots. You're just shouting. I can't hear you.
He said Brendan Rodgers would go to any of the big six. Well, we know that's not true. He turned down Arsenal twice in the last.
They're not big six anymore.
Stop lying to yourself. If Arsenal come in for Rodgers, he's saying yes.
It's literally true. He turned.
No, that's not what happened. You could say Tottenham. You could say he turned down Tottenham, but Arsenal never actually offered him a contract. He used us.
Yes,
he used us. We didn't offer him a contract. Show me the report that we.
They didn't. They want Arteta. They didn't want him.
We went to Arteta's house. What makes you think we offered Brendan Rodgers a
contract? Exactly. What the
fuck? They offered Brendan a contract. I'm telling you, in November.
You're waffling, mate.
November. It's true, mate. It's true. It's true.
No, he got a new contract. There was no way we were going to offer him a contract knowing that we're going to have to pay 25 million. That's not how Arsenal rolls. Tottenham offered him a contract after. Tottenham approached him. He said no. If Arsenal and Tottenham approach him right now, he'd probably say no. But if a team with Cristiano Ronaldo, Fred, Paul Pogba, Martial,
McTominay.
There you go.
To be fair, Fred isn't that bad when he plays for Brazil. Fred isn't that bad when he plays for Brazil. Like he's not that bad, to be fair. Listen, Oli is just making these players look more useless than they actually are. Like Fred, I watched that Brazil-Uruguay game and he had an assist for Neymar. If I saw that in Man United colors, I would have just checked if I was hallucinating. But because he's wearing the Brazilian colors, I was like, okay. And Leicester, like, bro, listen, with all due respect, one FA Cup in 72 years does not make you a big club. So you just need to just relax. Any other big club coming for Rodgers, he's leaving. It's just he's an egotistical man. That's what egotistical men do. It's just the simple. He's not loyal. He's not loyal.
Just 1 second, mate. I mean, I support Leeds. You all know that. But who's won a Premier League more recently, Leicester or Arsenal? That's all I'm going to ask you the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Leicester's won it more recently, but Huddersfield have more league titles than Leicester. How is Leicester a big club?
Does that make Leicester a bigger club than Leeds then?
I'm not saying we're a bigger club than Arsenal.
See the silence? I love it. I love it.
No, it's
when it's not consistent.
You want to know something? Leicester have more trophies than Manchester United in the last 5 years.
Yeah, they're not big though, are they?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm not saying we're.
No, for sure. No.
Yeah, I'm just saying to Igor, I would never say we're a bigger club than any of them top six, and even a lot of the teams below. But we are a better club than at least two of them, Arsenal and Tottenham. We are a better club right now than both of them clubs. So, but if you want to look back to league titles, I don't think Brendan Rodgers is going to sit there and go, well, 15 years ago, Arsenal won this, Arsenal won that. Let me go there, mate. He wouldn't go to Arsenal right now. And I'm not saying, obviously, where the argument started, I'm not saying Brendan Rodgers would never go to Manchester United, would never go to Chelsea, Liverpool, whatever. But
God
not
forbid.
now. He wouldn't go. He wouldn't go. I know he's left clubs halfway through a season in the past, Celtic to Leicester, Swansea, whatever. But I don't think he would do it right now in the middle of this project, if you like, with Leicester. I just can't see it happening. But I don't think Man United would go for it
mid-season. Not right now.
Not now.
Maybe there's a case. Let's talk. I know we've done a lot on Manchester United and Liverpool, but I just want to do this before we do move on. I was listening to something earlier on, and Ollie's record in the Big Six games, or against Chelsea, the likes of City, and of course Liverpool last season. I think he had 5 clean sheets in them games, and did really well. And then obviously this season, it's gone to pot. And they were saying on the podcast that we're listening to, it's a lot of it's on Ronaldo. Do we think that the signing has actually been a bad thing for them? Because
yes, it has. I'll take that one. I'll take that one straight away. Any chance of Ronaldo slander, I'm going to take that straight away. I don't know what they expected. Really, Man United. They've brought in someone who's got to win everywhere he goes. Otherwise, there's trouble. In terms of in the dressing room, I just don't know how they've possibly thought. The only reason they signed Ronaldo was to stop Man City signing him. That's as simple as that. Simple. It's like same with Sanchez. Same as with Fred. I think there was another player, Maguire, as well. It was all because Man City identified these players first and actually put in the bids for them first. And Man United were bragging around about beating Man City to those players, but at the end of the day, it's cost them really. But with Ronaldo, you've got to have a very specific set of players around him. Madrid, he had Benzema, Modric, and Kroos. But at Man United, he needs service. This version of Ronaldo is not the version of Ronaldo from 5 years ago who could beat a player, who could create. He's now a poacher. It's as clear as day. He's now a poacher. He's not going to offer you much more other than that. And that's not a problem, as long as you've got the right players around him. But this idea that he's going to do what Messi does at Barcelona and rise them back to the top again, it's just not happening. It's not going to happen with Ronaldo. But having said that, if you've got a Sancho or Rashford performing either side of him and Fernandes performing, you probably do get the most out of Ronaldo. But with this manager in charge, you're probably not going to get that. And look, the pressing thing, I mean, it was laughable, to be honest, watching Ronaldo, Rashford and Greenwood attempted to press. I mean, Greenwood, I tell you what, when
apparently there's a spat between these two as well. Have you seen this?
Yeah.
Have you seen that, Hassan? Apparently there's a falling out between Ronaldo and Greenwood, right?
Look, this is just a fluid thing. I agree with Oscar, even though he tried to take a swipe at Gerrard when Leeds were in the Championship at the time. Look, when it comes to Man United, let me just go. I agree with everything you've said.
Forget.
Fluidity in that front three is bad. The fluidity is bad in that front three because all of them are shoot first. Greenwood is shoot first. Rashford is shoot first. Ronaldo is shoot first. It's never going to work. It could be Klopp, Pep, and Bielsa doing a tag team thing, and it's never going to work. All three of them are shoot first players. You've seen it with us earlier on the season. Jota, Mane, Salah. is way less fluid than Firmino, Mane, Salah, because someone is a creator, someone drops in, someone creates space. When it comes to all three of them, the one massive mistake is Man United have put their entire future on hold with Greenwood, with Rashford, with Sancho, with Martial, to basically occupy a 36-year-old who needs creators around him, and like, you need to win right now, basically. So if you don't play creators around him, you're in trouble. So it's just the simple fact of it. They're more fluid with other front threes, maybe with a Martial, maybe with a Pogba on the left wing, maybe with like Greenwood up top, for example. There are so many different options, but with Ronaldo, you just need to build the entire thing around him. And when you have Big Show and Booker T as left back and right back, they're never gonna get deliveries into the box properly. So this is just how it goes, man. So Ronaldo's never gonna succeed in this United team, never.
There you go. And you forgot the Big
That
Show.
is the best I have ever heard. Big Sean Booker T.
Yeah, you gotta love
The
Hussam.
spinner Rooney, man. The spinner Rooney.
Oh, mate.
Big Sean.
Because all he does is tackle, innit? That's why.
Oh man, that's hilarious. But yeah, I disagree. This is why. I think Oli was forced to play a different way. It's all comes down to the manager. I think the manager looked at the players that he had before and set up defensively against the bigger teams and countered. Now he's asking his team to be more forward-thinking, more attacking. And in the first 15 minutes of the Liverpool game, before Liverpool started getting the floodgates open and everything spread open, you've seen that Manchester United created some chances. They can create chances. They just cannot stay solid defensively because their midfield creates pockets. Then Harry Maguire has to come in. Luke Shaw has to come in. They have a gaping hole. And if Champions League Varane and Luke Shaw and all these guys can't do their job by staying compact, and the midfield can't get themselves organized, that attack is going to be useless. You can have the best attackers in the world, but if your midfielders and your defenders are not in sync, and you have gaping holes in your attack, that's when you get a Naby Keita coming in and scoring a goal as easy as it did. That's when you get a rebound coming back and you can win the ball 2 passes and it's a goal, and you eventually get 5. And Hussam will be saying you can't see me. But I think the biggest point of this game that we should also be talking about is that red card, because it was a disgrace what Pogba did.
Yeah, it wasn't on, was it? And he was called upon him. You know what I mean? He's called upon him. What was he on the pitch? 15 minutes, and he does that. And that again is a further indictment of Oli being the manager. Because if that's someone half decent who carries an air of thing, Pogba's not making that challenge. Believe me, I still stand by the fact that Pogba would not be at that football club if Alex Ferguson was still in charge. He'd have never took him back.
He got rid of him.
He never took him back.
He let him go, didn't he?
This is what I'm saying, Corey, regardless, because he's like, you can't have these characters. Go on, Corey, talk to me.
No, it's a really interesting point. Like, obviously, I think Ronaldo's kind of amplified it, but Pogba was the original player that is an enigma. And let's be honest, to actually manage Paul Pogba and get the best out of him is quite difficult at the best of the times. To all of a sudden put him, Ronaldo, again, hasn't really got a lot out of Martial recently. You know, Jadon Sancho's barely played a game. It's tough. I just think that Manchester United side lacks serious balance. Like when you're playing a midfield 3 and you've got Fernandes and Pogba in there, and you're not good enough really at controlling possession and dealing with counters, and you're not almost willing to deal with that when you lose the ball, it's problematic, because that defence, that back 4, which I don't think is that well coached, they're never going to be able to deal with it when Shaw's buzzing up the left-hand side and he's out of shape and Maguire can't turn that quick, and it's all falling apart for Oli. And it's just a bit, you need a top manager in there to go in there. I think as bad as players like Fred and McTominay are, and I don't think they're Manchester United standard, I think any other manager with a bit of tactical nous, they'll become a different team. They'll become a completely different side. There's no patterns of play. The press is poor. You look at every single press in the Prem, it's nowhere near the level it needs to be. And then blaming Ronaldo for not doing that is mad to me, because he was never going to press in the first place anyway. So I don't know what they expected from him. And I just feel that defensively they're all over the place. So that's my swing on Manchester United. Talk about West Ham beating Spurs.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's move. We're going to move it on anyway. We've done 45 minutes. That's enough actual torture.
In all seriousness, though,
go on.
If West Ham had Antonio and Rice on the pitch yesterday, if Man United had Antonio and Rice on the pitch yesterday, they'd have been a lot more competitive in a game like that for me.
Yeah, we would have won 4-0 instead of 5-0. You're correct.
There's been more.
If they would have had Calvin Phillips, we would have won 2-0. That's the conversation we need.
You're a joker, mate. You've never watched Declan
I'm not
Rice.
joking.
You've never
Listen,
watched
Declan Rice is literally a taller version of the player behind you.
How many games have you seriously watched him for? In all seriousness, have you actually seen him play?
I watch Askigal right now. I watch every single game when I can. Like I'm a football fanatic. I just watch football. Like I inject football into my veins. Like that's how much I love football. So I just watch football all the time. I just told you I watched Brazil Uruguay, which was 4 a.m. in my local time. Like I'm a football fanatic, man.
Each to their own. I'm not watching it there.
So talk to us then. Why don't you come on? Corey's here now, right? Corey is a massive fan of Declan Rice, of course he is. And to be honest, I think the rest of the panel are as well. I think we all agree that we rate Declan Rice.
Hassan, you also rate Jorginho, so I'm not.
I don't rate Jorginho. No, I didn't say I rate Jorginho. I said of course he's better than Rice.
He's not. He's absolutely not.
What are you watching?
Are you on drugs?
Okay, look.
Jorginho was a Ballon d'Or candidate.
Okay, everyone clearly here hates Jorginho. I'm not going to defend
Jorginho's a Ballon d'Or candidate. I agree with you.
Jorginho.
Don't forget that again. Jorginho, a Ballon d'Or candidate. Really?
He should never win it, but he's a Ballon d'Or candidate. Anyway, listen. Here's the thing with Declan Rice. Okay? When it comes to Declan Rice, I genuinely feel like you can go to La Liga. You can go to the French league, you can go to the Italian league, you can go to the Portuguese league, you can go to any of the top 6-7 leagues in Europe. You can find probably 5-6 players of the base level of talent that Declan Rice has for literally half or 1/3 of his price. If we look at, I'm not even gonna say a player that none of you has heard of to try act like I just play like Football Manager or something. If you look at Chouameni, we've seen play next to Pogba for France. His price tag in the summer was £30 million. West Ham are asking close to £70 million for Declan Rice.
But let's not get into that. Let's not get into that because Ben White just went to Arsenal for 50. So like the price tag thing is mad to me.
Yeah,
like,
but Arsenal are.
Corey, hang on a second, mate. Hang on a second. Don't bring Ben White into this.
I've got to.
Look, I'm saying it from the price tag thing.
Right.
I'm saying it from the price tag thing because it relates to ability. When I look at Declan Rice, do I look at him and go like, oh shit, there is no one on earth who's like that. Oh shit, there is no one in the league who's like that. There's no one in the French league and the Spanish league that I can get. I'd much rather have Chouameni for 20-30 million than Declan Rice. And when it comes to Declan Rice, he's literally like someone who is like, okay, he's not amazing, he's not shit, he's just a good player, but because of the English tax, and whether you want to deny it or not, it exists. Every single time we've seen this. Every single time an English player comes in, has 5 good games, immediately he's the next this, he's the next that. This is literally how it happens. When I watch Declan Rice, I see nothing special.
Why?
I see someone who's I'm gonna break it down. I see someone who's good at tackling, okay at passing, just like what else? Like is he like a game winner? Is he like can he dictate the tempo of the game? No, he can't.
What he does is elite. He carries.
Tell me what's elite in what he does.
From midfield this season, his pass accuracy is ridiculous. It's 92% in just 8 games gone. He's the most consistent defensive midfielder in the league. He's the most well-rounded defensive midfielder in the league, probably other than Fabinho. And at the minute, he's controlling games. He's carrying the ball. He's switching the ball. He's a fantastic passer. He's getting goals. He gets in beyond. He's 22 years old. 22 years old. He's going to be...
And he's worth about 30 million, if we're being real.
No, mate. He would get in your team. He would get in Liverpool's team.
No, he wouldn't. Oh my God.
You would take him. He gets, on current form, he gets into every team in the league.
He does not. He does not. Everything you just said is emotion.
Current form,
everything you just said is based on emotion. Like,
no, it's not.
Passing accuracy.
He gets in the Liverpool team.
He does not get into the Liverpool team over Fabinho. Are you mad?
Did you watch?
He plays in front of Fabinho.
No, he doesn't play in front of Fabinho. Klopp doesn't play double pivot. We're not gonna shoot.
He's not playing double pivot. He can play double right.
Bro, you played Jake Muller last game.
You're saying Declan Rice is gonna play that right center midfielder role?
You could play number
Why
8.
not?
He would get exposed so bad.
He wouldn't.
Why?
He'd win the ball out.
There are so many midfielders better than him in the league.
Declan Rice gets forwards and links up play as much as he goes back in defense.
He's okay, man. He's okay. He's amazing.
I got to back Oscar here. You can compare Phillips. You can compare Phillips and Ding, but to say he's not worth to say he's worth 30 million.
Phillips is better than him.
To say he's worth 30 million.
Well, that's true. That is
no,
true.
but to say he's worth 30 million is ridiculous.
This is where the chat just all agrees with Hassam now. He said that.
No,
I know. That's the problem. You're putting me
ridiculous.
up against Calvin and Rice. So don't do it, man. Don't do it.
No, but to say he's worth 30 million is not fair. Let's be honest.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's worth 40 million. That's what he's really worth.
He's not. How much is Phillips worth?
But, like, do you know what, though, Hassam, right?
Phillips, same thing. 45, 50 million, 40 million, whatever.
Do you know, Hassam, you say you
Depends on if the team needs him.
You could go to all these different countries and find Declan Rice's 10 a penny, yeah? My response to that would be, so why aren't clubs doing that?
Brilliant question.
They can't compete physically. This is what I'm saying. Declan Rice technically is superb. Physically, he's unbelievable. Like, he's just a different level. He's physically strong. He carries the ball. Everything you want in a defensive midfielder. And not only are you seeing that, he can play as a number 8. Like, he's so intelligent. Do that.
Corey, those days are just long gone. What physical? We've just watched David Silva boss midfields for 5 years, even though he's 3 foot 5.
He
Totally
doesn't play a number 6. He's a completely
The best
different
example.
By the way, David Silva played as well as part of a double pivot sometimes under Pep. Go and check Gundogan right now. How physical is Gundogan? And look what he's done. Let's how Kante prime example. This is not the times of Paulo Di Canio in 2002. It's 2021. Everyone's obsessed with technical footballers.
Joe asked, why doesn't a player from another league come in and do exactly what Declan Rice? And the reason why is because Declan Rice can deal with the league and he's technically sound enough. If Declan Rice went to any of those leagues we've just mentioned, he'd still boss it because his level's that high. You see him in the Euro 2020 final.
He'd be better.
First half, in the Euro 2020 final, he was unbelievable.
No, he wouldn't. He's good in England because he's rated in England. Outside of England, it's different. When it comes, bro, like you could literally go to an academy in Spain and find someone better technically than him who costs £2 million. Like, let's genuinely not go there, bro. Like, Declan Rice, listen, at the end of the day, you've asked me for examples of people who have come in and done it. Kante has come in and done it.
You're comparing
whether it's the same player or not, we're talking about league. Okay, but your conversation is the league. Your conversation isn't position X, position Y. Mo Salah came from the Italian league. Firmino came from the German league. Keita came from the German league. Fabinho, French league.
I'm talking about a number 6 in the Prem. And at the minute, for me, he's the best defensive midfielder in the Prem.
My goodness.
Oh, no. Corey, mate. Fabinho wants a word there, mate.
Fabinho 1. Rodri 2, Jorginho 3, Calvin Phillips 4.
No.
Declan Rice would be lucky to be 5th.
Sam, no.
Let's
Jorginho all you want. He dictates tempo. He's incredible in interceptions, in tackling. He runs games. Simple.
So does Declan Rice.
Declan Rice does not run games. Why are we capping? Why are we capping live?
You're playing like Jorginho didn't get sat down so many times under Sarri and under Lampard.
Declan Rice has gotten sat down so many times. Why didn't he dictate the game when you were 2-1 up against Man United? Why didn't he dictate the tempo then?
Mate, it's
Why didn't he control the game then?
It's a completely different ball game. We can't control possession.
Where's the dictating of tempo then? Why are you bigging up a player who's been literally kissing Chelsea's ass every time he gets a chance?
I don't like it.
On social media.
Right? I don't like it. But at the end of the day, he's our player.
Call it out. Say it. We are West Ham. We're a big club. Don't be kissing Chelsea every single time you get it just because you were in the academy. I don't give a fuck which academy you were in. I hate the guy. Like it just every single time he just wants to. He tweets a picture of him and Mason Mount and a picture of him and Tammy Abraham when they were fucking 7 years old. I don't give a fuck, bro. You play for West Ham. Be professional. You're the captain. Like just be an actual professional and work on your craft. What are you as Declan Rice? You're good at tackling. You're good at passing. You're okay at running. Like you're dictating tempo. That's it. You're just average. But because you're English and you're 22 years old, everyone's like, oh, Declan Rice, let's have a wag.
Let a gal speak. Go on.
Hussam, I get where you're coming from to a certain degree. You just don't rate him to the level where everyone else does. But when it comes to your own players, you could say West Ham have players that would get into Liverpool 11. Like
Tell me.
Like Mikel Antonio would walk into that Liverpool 11. And he
I don't think he would, mate. I honestly think Deck's probably the only one I could have pulled out the bag, to be fair. That's the only one.
I think Declan Rice would start in that team that won against
Declan Rice
Manchester
would
United.
not
he would.
start for
He would.
Liverpool.
James Milner.
What?
James Milner
Why
started
are
against
you
Leeds.
shoehorning players into the team? Tell me.
No. You are shoehorning players.
Don't
Like
get all
James
No, I'm
Milner
not
into left
shoehorning.
back.
Corey, the West Ham fan.
Player
What's
for
the
player.
sentence he just? One sec. What's the sentence he just said? He said Declan Rice is the best defensive midfielder in the league. That's what he said. The Klopp does not play double pivot at all. So if he's gonna come into the Liverpool team, it's gonna be in that 6th position. Does he get in over Fabinho? No. Does he get in over Rodri in City? No. So let's not act like he gets in.
Does he get in
He
over
would.
James
He'd get in
Milner?
over Rodri.
Does he get in over James
No, he
Milner?
doesn't get over Rodri. Rodri's
He
been
would.
phenomenal.
Does he get in over James
in
Milner?
time, he'd get in over Rodri. 100%.
What
Get
does
in over
James
James
Milner
Milner.
have to do with it? James Milner is an 8, Igal.
He would play that position.
Does Firmino get in over Pepe?
What?
That's the question you're asking me right now. Does a
No,
striker
I'm
get in
not.
over right winger?
No, I'm not. I'm asking you. Does
No
a midfielder-
shoehorn.
You
No
play
shoehorn. He's a
three-man
DM.
midfield.
Our DM is Fabinho. He doesn't
You
get
play
into
a
the team.
three-man
Done.
midfield. You play a three-man midfield. Declan Rice can play in 2 of those positions in your three-man midfield. Why can't you understand that?
Yeah, I can understand it, but I'm not going to shoehorn him in. Liverpool don't play double pivot. Why should we have 2 DMs? Why should I have Fabinho, who's the absolute perfect defensive midfielder, and next to him, another defensive midfielder playing in the number 8 who just does everything okay
Does
and nothing
Declan Rice
spectacular?
not play? Does Declan
No,
Rice
it's
not
not
play 2 out of
true,
those
though.
3 midfield positions?
That's true. That's true.
Every
Does
I
Declan Rice not play
swear,
those
I
every
swear
team.
to God, if I was the person who does transfers, I'd much rather have Calvin Phillips than him, and I'd much rather have Rodri. I'd much rather have Fabinho. I'd much rather have Jorginho as well. All 4 of them over there.
Jorginho, man.
I'm so confused.
Jorginho dictates
Are you
games.
not understanding what I'm saying? I'm not saying take him over the rest of the league. I'm saying based on your
He doesn't
options
get
in
in over
midfield-
Henderson. He doesn't get in over
He's
He's
Henderson.
keeping Hendo out the England team, mate.
Based on your options in your midfield.
So
How
are you
many-
saying, Corey, are you saying Southgate's a good manager then?
No,
I'm not,
stop,
but I'm
stop.
saying if
Let
Henderson...
Okay,
let
there
him
you
talk
go.
himself out. How many
There
of
you
those
go.
midfielders in your
Sven
team?
Goran Eriksson chose
what?
Owen
Here's the
Hargreaves
mark.
over
Here's-
Paul Scholes.
here's
Does
the
that
mark.
mean anything?
Here's the mark.
What is
Rice
happening?
can play- Rice can play number 6 and
You're
number 8.
talking to
Hendo can't
someone
play
who's been watching football for a long time.
Who's
Owen
that?
Hargreaves got into the team over Paul Scholes. Does that mean anything?
Why are we talking about Owen Hargreaves?
How many?
Where's
how
Owen
many
Hargreaves
of your
coming
Liverpool
from?
Southgate,
midfielders-
Eriksson, both shit managers.
How many of your
This is
Liverpool
why England
midfielders-
lost. Maybe if Henderson started over Rice, they would have won. You never know.
Give
It's just
over,
Liverpool
give
midfielders
over.
do
Jordan
Liverpool
Henderson's
midfielders.
been out here.
That's
How many
No, look,
Liverpool midfielders
okay,
do
look.
Liverpool
Igal,
midfielders?
on a serious note, Henderson is like when it comes to Liverpool specifically, we're talking about starting for us. Fabinho is the DM, Henderson's the captain. So no matter who comes in, he's not going to get dropped. The third guy, Thiago Alcantara. Is anyone trying to argue for Declan Rice over Thiago Alcantara? I'm gonna leave the stream right now. 'Cause it's just-
Tell you what, Thiago's done really well since he's come in, mate. He's been
yes, of
blinding.
course, he's been our best midfielder every time he's played. It's not our fault he's injury prone.
I would play Fabinho, Rice, Thiago if I was Klopp, if you gave me the option.
That'd be
Thank God
It'd be
you're
a
not
perfect
Klopp.
midfield.
Henderson yesterday in Iniesta pass.
And I like
yeah?
Henderson, to be fair.
Right.
I thought
Right,
Henderson was
this
brilliant
is-
yesterday.
Order,
Why did I say
order,
Hazard?
order.
Rice is just an average player, trust me.
Who's
When
that?
he
Don't
makes
watch
the
West
move
Ham.
away from
Watch
West Ham,
on Sunday.
Corey,
Don't
you
watch
better be here, yeah?
Just watch
You
him.
better be here.
What-
When he
come back-
finally makes
come back
that move to
5 games
Chelsea.
time and watch him. Just watch him, and then.
Okay,
come back.
listen, I've done West Ham watch-alongs. I'm a
I
football
don't believe
fanatic.
you.
Trust me, I'm a football fanatic. Okay, Corey, one sec.
You just hate
Chelsea
West
next
Ham.
summer, when he makes that move, we're going to come back and have this argument 5 games into his Chelsea career, okay? And we'll see how good and amazing he was.
Yeah,
'Cause
when he replaces Jorginho,
he's going to flop at Chelsea. He's going to stink the place out at Chelsea, and you'll see.
No.
You'll see firsthand with your eyes.
No.
he'll replace Jorginho, mate.
Oh, here's a point though from one of the viewers. Just want to say as well, guys, I hit over 7K this evening as well after being on a gal stream.
Congratulations!
So those that came, and please smash a like. And if you are new here, please like the video. Pete Benson super chat says Rice got found out without Phillips for England.
That is true. That is true, to be
I
fair.
said it.
Okay. So when Phillips is playing with Henderson, do England look better, or is Phillips and Rice the better double pivot?
Yeah,
it is, isn't it?
definitely. Phillips.
Yeah.
There you go, then.
Can we talk
What does
about
that
how
have to
bad
do with
Spurs
anything?
were?
You've literally proven nothing, bro. We've just had this argument. Southgate is useless. Ignore England. Look at
who
the
said he's
current.
useless, you know.
You
He's got
said
us
Rice.
to two
You said
semi-finals
Rice
and a
gets into
final.
our team. Our starting three is Fabinho, Henderson, Thiago. Henderson's the captain. He's never going to get bench. Fabinho, best CDM in the world. Thiago Alcantara, let's not even talk. Like, it's just he's 10 levels above Rice. So it's just he doesn't get.
He's that good. He can't get in the Spain team.
Over Pablo Fornals. There you go.
This is too easy. I'm just dipping in, dipping out here. Just
This is what happens when I support KP. Yeah, thanks Oscar for the backup. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, but you don't support Jimmy Milner, so you know.
Guys, we're going to move it on. We're going to move it on. Agal, let's talk about Arsenal, mate. I was really impressed with Arsenal, and actually, I'm just going to dig out Oscar and Don Hassam here. I told them I'd put Emile Smith-Rowe into my FPL team, and they both gave me jip for it. And he had an absolute barnstorm and got himself an assist and a goal. But Arsenal are ticking over nicely, aren't they, Agal?
He put a corner in, scored a deflected. He put a corner in and scored a deflected goal. It wasn't a barnstormer.
Who scored a deflected goal?
Who scored the deflected goal?
No, he ran from the halfway mark by himself.
Oh yeah, it was deflected. Big up Oscar. It was deflected. Yeah.
It's Tyrone Mings tax. It's not. I'm not clapping that.
No,
it was near post shot. He took a near post shot. It wasn't.
Yeah, it was a good. It was a good performance. Let's not say
it wasn't.
Okay.
Give Arsenal some credit. They actually did play quite well in that.
First things first. We didn't even speak about Spurs. I just want to say Spurs were absolutely garbage, right? Kane, invisible. Romero, they bought him in, best center back in Italy, getting bodied by Antonio.
What are you talking about?
He was at West Ham.
The Arsenal segment.
Listen,
talk about the Arsenal versus Villa.
You guys kept talking about Declan Rice. I didn't get to speak about Spurs. I want to say my piece.
Spurs in there?
We'll get to Spurs in a sec. Why are you cooking the club you didn't play? Aston Villa wanted to buy Emile Smith-Rowe. You just beat them 3-1. Talk about that. Why are you talking about Spurs?
We're gonna get to that because I had one question and I wanted to ask you guys before we move on. Is it becoming normal now to see teams like Spurs lose on a regular basis?
Yes, a bit like you lot when you lose
I
quite
agree.
a fair bit as well. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. It's actually not a surprise that we are competitive with Spurs and Arsenal, and I think that
I'd much rather Leicester be in the top 4 than Tottenham Hotspur.
I agree. Now, getting back to if you want to get back to Arsenal game, let's go. Aston Villa.
He's right. Matt's right. Matt is right.
Yeah.
Matt,
I didn't even know where it came from.
Matt. Respect to you, but we were talking about West Ham Spurs. We never actually got to speak about Spurs, so I'm doing you a service.
No, we're going to talk about their game. We were just talking about Declan Rice,
mate.
Yeah, so Declan Rice
just for the clickbait.
Over. But let's get to Aston Villa. Aston Villa, they tried to get Emile Smith-Rowe for 25 million. They thought they could get Emile Smith-Rowe for 25 million. Disrespect. And then they ended up getting Buendia. They thought they got the better player. Turns out Buendia is not actually better than Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe is miles ahead of him at the moment. And the way that Smith-Rowe performed in that game, man of the match performance, got a goal, got an assist from a corner, right? So I'll say it is a corner. Yes, obviously some people take that away. They don't count it as real assist, but I count it. Now, when it comes to our team, if you guys don't know, we're on a 7-game winning streak. I mean, undefeated streak. We haven't won every game, obviously. We've drawn a couple games here and there.
7 games?
Since 7 games. That's games.
So cute.
What?
I said that's so cute.
Okay. Now, also, this guy's just taking the piss at this point.
He's brilliant, man. I love him.
Also, Thomas
I'm
Partey
just getting water. This is me while getting water. Yeah, I'm not even
Thomas Partey scored a goal. So that was good to see him get off the mark. Ben White, Gabriel had a good performance overall. Ramsey is looking like a great goalkeeper. And at the moment, everything's looking nice. But it only takes 1 game for a crisis to start again. So hopefully against Leicester, it doesn't all go to shit again.
Yeah, but you're having a decent run of form though, aren't they? Yeah. How you guys? Because me and Oscar obviously had to do plenty defending of Ben White. I seen Oscar actually tweet out a video, I think, of Ben White bringing it out from the back over the weekend. Looked really nice. Watched the game myself. He's really fitting in now. Do you think he's justifying that 50 million, or do you think it's still massively far too much? And you should get Saliba back.
Listen, there's agendas running in the club. People did not want Ben White in the first place. They still don't want him. They still don't appreciate.
Well, they're clever then, aren't they?
They still don't appreciate his.
They should play Rob Holding instead, shouldn't they?
To the point where people are lying about what he does. Like, people are saying he doesn't kick long balls during the game. He doesn't ping balls during the game. And I'm like, what game are you watching? The man literally converted 7 long balls in a match, and they're saying he didn't do nothing. I'm like, he dribbles from the defense into the midfield, getting us into a final third, and people are like, oh, I didn't really see him have an impact in the 90 minutes. I'm like, are you watching the same football match that I'm watching? Like, it makes no sense. But the biggest thing is Ben White.
Okay. He's a good player, but it's just weird that he doesn't watch football. Like that interview when he didn't know Patrick Vieira. Like, that's proper weird.
No,
like,
what he said was,
what
he said was he was 6 years old when Patrick Vieira was playing, and he didn't watch football as much then. He played football.
So they didn't have TV when he was 6?
No, he just didn't watch it as much. He says he enjoys playing football, and he does not really. He takes it to wind down, and he doesn't really watch football as much as other people do.
It was a weird interview, to be honest. Like, I don't think it painted him in a great light, and it was almost like he was trying to dig for something.
Asu Akoto never watched football, did he? David Batty hated football. Hated football. Some of them do that. I didn't see the issue. I get it was, but I seen like some people's takes on about talking about Ben White's ego because he asked the reporter to call him Benjamin, and he went, why? And he went, because it's my name. And they were going, the ego on this guy. If someone came over to me and said, yo, James, I said, my name's not James. Why? Because my name's Joe. That's not me having an ego.
The best bit was when he asked him why. Why?
I know, he said, why did he? He said, why? And he went, because that's my name. Like, how is that someone having an ego by wanting them to be called by their name? It's like, it's mad, honestly.
Why would you care, though? Why would you care if you watch football or not? When he's playing like he did on against Villa and improving your back four, why would you care? Your club employees not holding. Why would you care about? You keep loving Ben White.
Five more clean sheets and he'll be the next Maldini. Watch and see.
Well, he already is,
I think
mate.
He's exceptional, though.
Listen, Ben White
I
do ever given as much praise as Gabriel and Saliba because certain factions of the club have not turned around to him. But Ramsdale, on the other hand, everyone who is laughing at us about getting Ramsdale, we all have to be honest here. He's been a good goalkeeper for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've just said on Twitter as well. Someone said, I think I've seen a tweet say Ramsdale says I want to be the England #1 for the 2022 World Cup. But there's a shout that he will be an England #1. Do you guys agree with that? Who else is out there?
There's no competition.
No, he's better than Henderson. He's better than Dean Henderson.
I think by the end of the year, he will be the England goalkeeper for the World Cup.
You think Henderson's quite good?
Well, look, I mean, the thing is with Henderson is when you look, it's been a stop-start at Manchester United, but I thought for Sheffield United he was sound. And when you talk about two components of an England goalkeeper, you need a decent shot stopper, obviously, but good distribution. So I don't think it's that far off that Ramsdale couldn't be competing for #1. And I think if all three of those keepers, they play regularly at a level, then I think it's great for England in terms of competition. But I just think Ramsdale, credit to him, because I personally didn't think he was that great a goalkeeper, but he's shown a lot of qualities. Who's to say? Who knows? I think, to be fair to Arteta, he has got a lot of stick, and I've obviously from the outside in said he quite rightly so. But defensively, I think he's got it sound. And you look at the defensive acquisitions, Ben White's done okay, or he's doing better now. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, it's all coming together quite nicely for you lot. So fair play.
I think personally, it's not a long shot to say that he's going to get an opportunity the next international break. And I think if he continues on the level that he's at right now, performing as one of the performing very well for Arsenal, our defense has really gotten a big personality in the defense that can organize us, and he takes control of the game. And I love this guy, the way he plays, and I think that he has the capability of overtaking Pickford and holding on to that position, because we all know Gareth Southgate does look at the Premier League goalkeepers more than the West Bromwich Albions and players who are not playing right now in the second division in Premier League.
But it's not Ramsdale though. Ramsdale is not the problem. Ramsdale should get the opportunity, but Oli in a waistcoat has favourites, and it's the same shit. It's going to be the same players, the same style of football. It's going to be 7-3-1, the same formation. So this is just what you can expect. It's going to be Pickford. Genuinely, Ramsdale Ramsdale could break the clean sheet record, and it's gonna be T-Rex Arms goal. So just get with the memo, man. This is literally Sven-Goran Eriksson, but the English version, and the FA have not learned anything, and they're wasting another golden generation on an idiotic manager. So because he's in, if it was anyone else, I'd say yes, Ramsdale has an opportunity. But because it's this guy, no opportunity. It's gonna be Pickford. So just no need to worry, man. It's gonna be Pickford.
I think that's harsh to call him Ollie with the waistcoat. What he's accomplished with England so far.
What has he accomplished?
Is their second
No,
greatest.
but he has though, Hussam.
He's accomplished for getting them as far as they've gotten in tournaments. He's their second greatest ever manager, England.
Congratulations for beating Ukraine and Hungary and Poland.
But that's what people throw out.
Czech Republic.
You had an easy run to the final and all this sort of stuff. Or you had an easy run. You should have got to the World Cup.
He bottled it when it matters. That's the point. England is the only national team who don't play to their strengths. They have so much creativity. Mount, Grealish, Foden. I can go on and on and on and on. And they play to their weakness, which is their defense, which is the fridge and all that. Like they play to their weaknesses instead of playing to their strengths. If they played to their strengths, look at Italy, for example. If I told you,
how many goals did we concede in the Euros?
Joe, look, you're old school. Yeah. If I told you 10 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, Italy are going to play offensive football in Euro 2020, you'd have laughed in my face. But because Italy right now have offensive players, they play to their strengths. When it comes to England, their strength is not Rice, Phillips, Maguire, Luke Shaw. Their strength is Mount, Foden, Kane, Sterling. Like I can go on and on.
Mount.
Joe, can you pull up?
Bro, I'm naming the offensive players, isn't it?
Mount.
So
there's a strength of the team.
Player. Yo, Mount's a good player.
Mount is better than both midfielders.
He scored a hat-trick against Norwich, and now we're supposed to be pretending he's the next Kaka. Is that what this is now?
Listen, I swear to you, Oscar, if Leeds lose to Norwich, I'm literally like I'm gonna come for you specifically. Like I'm gonna call you out on a Twitter video because you can't lose to Norwich. Like Norwich need to be relegated immediately. That's what I'm gonna say. Norwich deserve a 5-year ban from the Premier League. Like they need to be sent down to the what's it called, the Vanarama Conference something. They need to send them there and just fuck off, honestly. Like you're just wasting a valuable spot to a team who can actually come up and fight and put up. Like you see with Norwich, they're not doing a Burnley, so they're not playing physical. They're not doing a Leeds where they're playing exciting football. So they're not exciting, they're not physical, they're not fast, they're not powerful. Like they're just a bunch of average, like good on the ball, technically good, not fast, not like what are you doing? Like why are you in this division?
Don't knock it. It's 6 points.
For anyone in the comments, can you point out to me what Mount actually did in the Euros? But if anyone can point out to me what Mount did in the Euros, I'd be very grateful. He did absolutely nothing in the Euros. He was useless in the Euros throughout.
You need a new manager.
No. He was absolutely useless in the Euros. He bottled it.
You guys sound like top Reds who are all in. Trust me when I say this. Like genuinely, it's the same thing. He removed toxicity. All the England players are together. They eat dinner together. That's brilliant. They eat dinner together and they hang out and they go to the movies and everyone loves each other and they take Instagram pictures. And Declan Rice will post a picture of the Mason Mount every day. Like we get it. They all love each other. But at the end of the day, when it comes to performing on the football pitch, it's a different story. When you look at the run they had, easy run. If we're being completely honest,
should have won the man.
Joe, you know for a fact if they ended up on the other bracket, they would have been out in the round of 16. Let's just say it as it is and be real. Be real. Correct? Or am I mistaken?
You can't just be happy. You can't just take second place or like look at Man United. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer finished second with Man United.
It's the Welshman piping up. Look at the Welshman piping up.
Mate, honestly though, it's like. Come on, man! You can't.
I thought you'd pipe up.
Yeah.
Listen, this isn't the Olympics, so you don't get silver.
Somebody in the comment section brought up a good point. Do you guys generally agree that Gareth Southgate might have been carried by having such a talented squad?
Yes.
I think it was Matt, the Spurs fan, who said it earlier.
Yes.
Look, we know his limitations, right? But if you're being fair on the side of the argument, he has taken us quite far in both tournaments. That's something that we haven't done previously. Yes, completely agree. You look at Italy, I would love to be that tactically skewed. Trust me, I really, really would. But I think he's earned the right to go to the World Cup, if I'm honest. And again, we know what we've got. I'm still concerned that if we don't take a gamble on a top manager, then we lose that golden generation again. But I do think he deserves a bit of credit for getting us where he's got us. Because defensively, we were sound. We didn't concede any goals. Luke Shaw was amazing. Harry Maguire, you look at the state of him now, was brilliant in the Euros. John Stones was as well. Good from set pieces. So I think you have to give him some kind of credit. I don't think we can just...
When I said you guys sound like Man United fans, everything you've said literally just proved my point. Same thing they said about Oli this season. He deserves this season. He got us to second place. He deserves the World Cup. He got us to the Euro final. When you get knocked out of the World Cup, we're going to have this conversation again, and he's going to end up with getting sacked. So it's just tomato. Just get rid of him now. Get Wenger in, get Mourinho in, get a proper manager in who plays to the team's strengths, not their weaknesses, and you can win this. So guys, we have taken over.
I don't know what's... Guys, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happened. Yous have all froze, but my stream sounds like I just can't see any ears. But yous can hear me, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see us.
Yeah, it's a weird one. I'm gonna reboot it in a sec, but let's move it on. So I tell you what, I want to know, guys. Gal, where
Corey has just given you the finger, by the way.
Where Arsenal going to finish this season?
Yeah.
Expectations for me are fluid, but I think we're going to finish 6th or 5th. That's personally where I feel we're going to finish. We're going to finish. Yeah, we're going to finish just outside of the top 4. You guys are laughing.
Man.
That's bold.
You guys are laughing.
Anyone think they struggle to get Europe at all?
Of course they do. I don't think we can just discount the fact that genuinely, and I'm being serious, Aston Villa is the first game that I watched Arsenal play and thought, hang on, they have got a team. So there is a possibility, but I just think there are stronger teams. Like you look at where West Ham are at now, and you look at the momentum that we've got and the stability. I think we should be in consideration for top 6. I'm not saying it'll happen because you never know with the Europa League, and I think as well Leicester will come up. We know that, particularly with the last 2 results as well. I just think Arsenal just a little.
Leicester won't make it this season.
Can I tell you guys why I feel like Arsenal will get up there? Personally, I look at Leicester and West Ham squads and I say to myself, can they play in the Premier League and in Europe and compete to the level where they still get points? Arsenal currently don't have European football. That it is an advantage that we're going to have less games. We're going to have more time to train for these Premier League games. And when we come back every single week, refreshed, and you guys are coming back after playing midweek with the squad size that we have, we should be able to compete better than we have the past couple of seasons. And that might be an advantage when it comes to injuries, when it comes to game time, and also having players gone for AFCON and not having to worry about other competitions does also definitely help us.
West Ham and Leicester are playing in the Europa League. This has nothing to do with like whether you're better than Arsenal or not. You're just playing in more competitions than them. Like Arsenal don't have to worry about Thursday night football. You have to.
Leicester will be out of the Europa League in 3 games, so it doesn't.
That's what you think. But if Patson Daka keeps scoring 4 goals a game, then you won't be out. You're gonna end up playing Slavia Prague.
And to be fair, on that point,
but if you're out, you're gonna play in Conference League.
But look, we've won all 3 of our Europa League games. We're 6 points clear. If we go and beat Genk, we've got 2 games where we can almost just throw it. So it's not impossible that West Ham can't manage Europe. It is tough, and I do get your point because you have got a week and a week to again coach and get ready because we had that last season and it's helpful. But I don't know. I haven't seen enough from Arsenal that tells me if we play you and you do a bit of a job on us, then I'll go fair play. Okay, maybe they are going to be around 5th or 6th. But
West Ham will be closest to top 4 for me. I still believe that. I still believe West Ham that starting 11. But I think Arsenal will get top 6.
I disagree.
I think we're going to pipe Leicester this weekend. And you're going to see that Leicester have fallen off slightly. We're going to absolutely demolish them.
Slightly. They've fallen off a cliff, brother. Not slightly.
Yeah, because Manchester United might be bad, but Aston Villa beat
Leicester
Manchester
are
United.
moving like Nottingham Forest.
Manchester United lost to Aston Villa. You've seen what we did to Aston Villa. We slapped Aston Villa, and Manchester United lost to them the way they lost to them. If Leicester are as open as they were with Manchester United, Arsenal are. We're gonna beat them. And if
I wish we can play Leicester every week,
and if
man.
Vardy is out, the way that Vardy has been playing, if Vardy's out, I am not going to be concerned.
Imagine if Leicester win this game, though. Imagine if Leicester win this game after all this.
Leicester are winning the game. Yeah, mate. Leicester are winning the game, mate. No.
Leicester are beating Arsenal.
100%, mate.
Oh, Corey, what side are you taking here?
No, I'm picking Leicester, mate. I think they'll beat.
Are you taking Leicester?
Yeah. Well, I don't think Arsenal. If you even when you consider that 7-game unbeaten run, look at the teams they've played. A poor Tottenham side, fair play. You're always going to get up for a North London derby. Burnley's in there, Norwich is in there. Villa have been incredibly poor this season. They've lost about 5 games on the spin. Leicester are on the up, and I would have said coming into this game, had Leicester been losing the way they had been, I would have gone. It could be a little bit tighter. But you look at Leicester's players, even without Vardy, Iheanacho, Patson Daka, Yuri Tielemans is
West
unreal
Ham
form
scare
at
me
the
more
minute.
than Leicester, personally. Antonio is a bigger
Right now,
is the biggest threat. Is one of the biggest threats in the Premier League when it comes
West
to
Ham
striking.
carrying more than Leicester.
What
Look,
West Ham do
That
because
West Ham carry
Antonio
more than Leicester.
because Antonio is a beast.
I'm not scared of either. That's the level of confidence.
You don't watch
need to
West
have.
Ham, that's why.
Because, bro,
you don't even know who we are.
You don't have to fear. You don't have to fear teams when you're.
I can't wait till we play West Ham. Honestly, it's gonna be a fiasco. It's gonna end up with 4 or 5 minimum. Like, trust me, it's gonna be a bad day.
Look,
Bro, you only beat them by
Henderson's
2
gonna
goals
run
last year.
rings around
3-2 to
Declan's
watch
wife.
me.
You only beat them by
Let's
2
see.
goals last year. Like,
What's
it was
up?
literally, you only beat them by 2 goals at home last year. It wasn't
Yeah,
like
with
you
Nat
slapped
Phillips
them.
and Reece Williams. So there you go. You proved my point.
Oh my god. Okay.
Just what you were saying, obviously, about Leicester. We all know when Leicester are on a bad run of form, it's bad, and it can go on. But you're not really understanding when we get on a good run of form, when we get some consistency, some momentum about us, mate. We can easily make up a lot of positions. We are only 4 points, 3 points off top 4, and we had a shocking start to the season. If we beat Arsenal, which I truly believe we will. And I'm sorry, I think we'll do Leeds as well. The game week after, we're back in the shout. We're sat here in 2 weeks, 3 weeks time, and we're talking about Leicester again in the race for top 4. So don't write us off just because we had a poor start. It does coincide with Johnny Evans coming back as well, back into the team. It makes a massive difference. So with him now there, with James Justin finally coming back from his ACL soon, Tielemans looking like, absolutely unbelievable, and then obviously with Vardy's injury, Daka's in there. So yeah, I do see us even just within a couple of weeks now, being back in the talk for top 4. I don't think we will finish top 4. I don't think that at all, but we will be back in with the chat. So
Are we playing at your house?
yes, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Do you know what happened the last 2 times we played Leicester away? We
beat you. Yeah.
We slapped you 3-1 last year, and we slapped you 2-0 the year before.
Someone
Got you there, mate.
Get the results up, boys.
So,
Didn't Leicester win? I swear Leicester won the
in the
game.
League Cup game. My bad. In the League Cup game.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the League Cup.
How do I know more about Leicester than you? How do I know
I
more
said
about
the
Leicester?
last 2 away games. I didn't say in the league.
Corey, I
last
told
2
you,
away
football fanatic, yeah? Told you.
games. No, I said the last 2 away games. You didn't catch out anything. I said the last 2.
Nah, yes,
That was
I did.
Hamza Chowdhury.
Because I remember
Chowdhury.
Hector Bellerin played away at Leicester and had an absolute disaster class, and Leicester won that game. I still remember.
No, but you're making it seem like there wasn't a game in between that. I said last 2 away games. I didn't say last 2 games in the league.
Yes. I know one of them was in the League Cup you're talking about.
Right, let's move it on. Sorry about my disappearing act. I don't know what happened to my StreamYard then. I couldn't see you all, but it was on a mad one. So I've had to come out, jump off the Wi-Fi, jump back in, but I'm back, okay? I'm seeing someone in the comments saying I'm going to lose Corey from this show. I hope what's been going on while I've been off. Corey is the mainstay. What's been going off? Corey, you all right, aren't you, bro?
Yeah, I've just been kicking off for about an hour and 20 minutes, to be honest. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
No, it's a bit all over. It's gone mad, isn't it? Guys, let's talk about Everton. What happened there?
Why?
Corey, I'll come to you.
Who
Obviously,
cares? Let them fall apart.
Yeah. It was mad,
No.
though, wasn't it? Obviously, they get spanked by Liverpool to Watford. We were talking about this new manager bounce, etc. I was saying Watford are already done. They go to Everton. I mean, Josh King gets a hat-trick. I think, didn't they break a record for the winning, or like coming from behind in the most latest or whatever it was?
Nah, we did that against Spurs, mate. So that's
yeah, it was a mad one, weren't it?
Yeah. No, I mean, fair play to Ranieri. I actually thought from the highlights that I saw, I thought Watford were playing a lot better. They were a little bit more expansive. I thought Ngakia played in this kind of inverted right-back position, so they were trying to deal with a counter as well. And I think that, I mean, you can't really describe the last 20 minutes. It was just at the defending from Everton, from a Benitez side, was actually quite concerning. And the minute when we played them, they were very deep and we had a lot of the ball. But in that game, their heads went. And I think it was from the kickoff. They started, Luca Digne's just gone flying up the left-hand side. They've been left with essentially a back three and they're all over the place. So he got problems there. It's going to take a while, I think, for Benitez just to get that organised and just to get them disciplined, because I've heard a lot of Everton fans talk about their squad. Decore was out, which was obviously a huge miss. You had Tom Davies in there, although he scored the goal. Balance wasn't quite there, but fair play to Josh King. I know he didn't play, he barely played for Everton last season, and someone that we looked at, and people said that would he fit in at West Ham? Could he hold the ball up? Well, I think you saw that in terms of hold-up play and finishing, he's still got it, mate. So, yeah, let's see if Ranieri can do it, man. It'll be interesting now, because I think I've seen a little bit from Watford that suggests they're not just going to be out of here and relegated.
Does anyone disagree with that?
Can I please just say one thing about Everton? Like, I just need to say this before we move on. I'm just sick and tired of Everton. Like, every single summer, it's the same DVD. Everton can trouble the top four. Everton have a good manager. Everton have won the transfer window. Everton can beat this team. Everton can do this. Everton can do that. End of the season, Everton 12th place. Irrelevant club. Just because they wear blue and they're in the city of Liverpool doesn't mean they're important. No one gives a shit. Okay? Like, Everton, genuinely, they've not done anything relevant ever since I've been alive. And I've been watching football since 2003. And I've never seen Everton do anything relevant my entire life. Like, West Ham have been a more relevant football club than Everton. And that says a lot. So, listen, just a relevant football club, move on.
I think the Rafa Benitez tax. Everyone keeps talking about Rafa Benitez is going to change the side. He hasn't been able to.
No one can change. No one can change it.
He hasn't been able to change it to that
They'll
level.
forever be in the mud. No one can change them. No.
Watford got their manager back a week later. They weren't going to get it.
They got Ancelotti, bro, who's a 3-time Champions League champion, and he was just drinking coffee on the touchline. Even he was like, "Fuck this shit. Like, there's no point of this football club. Like, it's just genuinely like, what's the point of Everton?
You two are wetting yourself over there, honestly."
Listen, they finished 10th every season. 8, 9, 10, 11, 20 years of my life. Done nothing relevant. The most iconic moment for Everton is having Fellaini head balls into the net. That's literally Everton's Premier League legacy. So let's not act like Everton are relevant. Come on, man. Come on. Like,
he was just drinking coffee on the touchline all the time.
We've seen Leicester City win a Premier League. You realize we've seen Leicester, like they're famous for onion crisps. They've won the Premier League, and Everton have not won the Premier League. So we can't even go there, man.
I wouldn't have that.
Onion crisps. Onion crisps. What are you going on about, man?
I have no idea. That's what they told me. Innit? Sorry, I don't live in the UK.
Cheese and onion. Cheese and onion.
Oh, I left the cheese out. Sorry.
Gary, cheese and onion crisp.
Joe, do you really want to talk about Everton? Like, deep down, like, would you be able to sleep at night if we gave Everton 5 minutes?
No, it's all right. We can move
where's
on.
Where's Damari Gray?
If you want
Damari Gray. Where's he gone, man?
Damari Gray gone missing. Is that what we're saying?
No, ever since Decore got injured, it's gonna go all downhill. Decore was the biggest player this season so far.
Damari Gray got an assist, Locks. He ain't gone missing yet.
Mate,
he's a good player, mate.
I've said it. I've said
What's Harvey Barnes done this season, Locks?
He's not playing now. He's not in the team, which is what should have happened. We were playing a different system. We're not playing with wingers. We're playing with the wing backs and playing more centrally. It's what we needed to do. It's what we did last season. So I think it's the right decision. He's not had a great start. So yeah,
that's all.
James Madison
not for the system.
Good player though, right?
I just want to give the guy who scored the hat trick, Joshua King. Give Joshua King some credit, bro. Scoring a hat trick against his old team, telling them who's boss. That was nice to see. At least I enjoyed that.
He didn't play much for them, did he? Is that all right?
No.
He didn't.
No. Madness.
Corey, celebrated.
Let's talk about West Ham Spurs, mate. London derby. You know.
Oh God, mate. Vibes.
Top London.
How average is Declan Rice?
Yeah, just another man.
I swear we did this,
for the
Joe.
7th time in the
we spent 35 minutes on West Ham.
No, not West Ham Spurs. We didn't. Come on, let's
mate. Declan Rice. I want to get away from it. I want to talk about.
We need to give Corey his moment, man. Go on, Corey.
Anyway, no, look. I mean, it was interesting because I think when I did my preview, I I thought Tottenham may press us, and I thought West Ham could press them, and I thought it might have been a bit of an open game. But it surprised me a little bit that Moisey went essentially 4-4-2 out of possession, sat deep. The gap between obviously the man of the match, Declan Rice, and the centre back Zuma and Ogbonna was nothing, and that was a perfect game plan. The only thing was in the stadium, you could feel like there was the tension. It's like go and press Skip, go and press Højbjerg. So I think there's Spurs pundits or Spurs fans out there that think Tottenham dominated the game. We had a lot of the ball. I'm telling you now, we restricted a lot of their creativity. They were looking for Reguilon all the time. Ben Johnson came in for Soufal. He's been absolutely superb. Bowen did a fantastic defensive job as well. And we nullified them. Going forward, on the transitions, we weren't sharp enough. Ball retention was actually quite poor, if I'm honest, and not what I expect. Ben Rama had a really poor game. And when you look at the set piece, and it was always going to come down to a set piece, the quality, you see Declan Rice make the initial run, Souček make the other run, and obviously Harry Kane's completely flat-footed and Mickey's made that kind of darting movement. The cross from Creswell is spot on, and Creswell's assists actually against Genk and in that game have been really good, and it's been nice for West Ham to return to top-quality set pieces. Did it against Everton last week, did it on Thursday, did it on Sunday again. So in terms of an actual performance, I think we've been better than that in possession, and I think we've really shown ourselves. But fair play to David Moyes, because in a game like that, if we'd lost or they got a goal, everyone would have been going, we should have gone at them. But that's what I like about David Moyes. He's willing to play different game plans, and I think that's why West Ham are able to switch it up throughout. But yeah, a tight one. Don't get me wrong. When Antonio scored, I was watching like that for about 15 minutes because I was like, I can't let them lot score. But in fairness, we looked solid. We looked absolutely solid. Zuma and Ogbonna were just unreal, mate. They're mustard as a centre back pairing.
I just want to quote Kurt Zuma. He said they asked him, "Are you worried about playing against Harry Kane?" He said, "No, because I play against Mikel Antonio every week."
I think this is the thing, Gal. This is spot on, because I saw that quote and the mentality, whatever you think about West Ham and wherever you think they're punching above their weight or not, the actual mentality of the players and the manager is spot on. Every single player will come out and say we're competing to win in every game. And every time I watch West Ham play over the last 18 months, even when we're not playing well, we're competitive for the whole 90. Moyes, when he talks about the players, no, we've got to give more, we've got to give more. And Zuma was a perfect example. Because everyone else would have looked at Harry Kane and thought, I don't know if I can deal with that. But I just think we've got the right, yes, tactically we're spot on at the minute. Yeah, we're getting results. But the mentality is the biggest thing as a West Ham fan when you watch it. How many years have I seen West Ham go up and down and relegated and finish wherever? To just see us be consistent, at least in the mentality, has probably been the single biggest reason why we are where we are. So the fact we're top 4, and I know it's at 17 points or whatever, it's still a big statement. Because if we go and beat Villa and get 20 points before November, we wrap up the Europa League, who knows? We might be able to just keep it going. But yeah, I'm loving West Ham at the minute. So in terms of performances, we've been spot on.
You did play Spurs though, and we all know they're not good.
But I thought they did do things that were trying to trouble us. We nullified them, but when you saw them set out, they played a lot of their players high. We struggled this season in playing out from the back, so that there was a problem there. And I think it's easy to dismiss Spurs because of how poor they've been, particularly against you. They played 4-3-3. But what I saw against Newcastle, albeit just them, I think there's a little bit more balance in there. You get Ndombele involved, Son involved in the attacking sense. So West Ham couldn't be naive. We couldn't just go and say, right, let's play a little bit higher, push the line a bit higher defensively. We had to play it right. So I wouldn't write Tottenham off just yet. I know Spurs fans are getting the ump and saying we should be doing this and we should be doing that. But I think they'll be all right. I'm not sure whether they'll get top 6, but I think they'll do a lot better than they were doing first couple of games.
West Ham get top 6 though, bro, yeah?
I wish, mate. I don't know. Look, I'm just enjoying it. I'm just enjoying it. Like,
I think you will as well.
Well, I think we're good enough.
Money where your mouth is.
Huh? No, I can't, mate. I'm a West Ham fan. I've watched us get relegated and go up and down. But I will say that if we can keep this first team fit, I think we can compete with anybody in the league. And I would fancy us the challenge for top 6. But we know Europa League is a big one. I doubt through in the Carabao Cup on Wednesday, but who knows? FA Cups, the fixture list in December is disgusting. So no one really knows. But for me, take each game as it comes, get the 3 points as quickly as possible, and then we can play around and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah, man. No, I'm glad you're doing well, mate. You know that. I'm glad you're doing well, brother. Right, Locks. Every single one of us on this panel that were here on Thursday predicted a Brentford win, I think.
I know, yeah.
What?
Yeah, we all predicted a Brentford win, especially at the Brentford Community Stadium. But Leicester turned it up, mate. That goal from Tielemans, what a strike.
Mate, what a strike. Yeah, to be fair, I did have us down to win. I knew it was going to be a tough game. It was a tough game. You know, they drew 3-3 with Liverpool. 3-3, wasn't it? They were unlucky. They were unlucky to not get anything from the Chelsea game.
So unnecessary. Your rival is Egal. They beat Arsenal 2-0. You could have said that instead.
Yeah, they did.
I was coming to that. I was leaving the best for last. They beat Arsenal, of course. So yeah, it was always going to be a tough game, mate. And I think, look, we've obviously had an upturn in form, 100%. James Maddison has been so important in the last 2-3 games. From what we've heard, I said it last Monday that apparently over the international break, Brendan Rodgers spent a bit of time with Maddison, looking back on some old clips of him, you know, in the team last season and the season before. You know, just basically back to basics, what we know he's good at. Obviously picking the ball up in midfield, half turn, you know, driving forward, looking up, looking for Iheanacho Vardy. So yeah, it seems to be working. That was his first goal since February. Last week was his first on Wednesday was his first assist since February. And of course, he is, you know, really important in terms of the transition from midfield to the strikers. Of course, any number 10 is. So, yeah, man, I'm excited because it does look like we are getting better and better each week. You know, we started really poorly. We pretty much started how we finished against Tottenham, you know, conceding a lot of goals. Although we conceded, you know, against Brentford, we didn't concede as much as Arsenal did, as many as Liverpool did. So, you know, that is the promising sign. So, yeah, I think we're getting there. We are getting there. We were always going to, we weren't going to continue this form. We were never going to finish 15th, you know, 14th, 15th. We were always going to finish higher than that this year, which we will. It was just about kind of getting back on track. And I think we're there now. So, yeah, it's, I'm just, I honestly can't wait for this weekend. I can't wait because you know full well that Eagles, you know, DMs, his mentions are getting filled up. Once Jamie Vardy, James Maddison would be the beauty, you know. James Maddison scoring a goal, mate. Top bins over to the Arsenal fans. Bit of a shush, bit of an ear, that all that, mate. So yeah, it's gonna be quality. But we're back, mate. I honestly believe that. I know I said it. I think when we beat Norwich a few weeks ago, and I came on here and I was like, and then I had us to lose. I think I predicted us to lose against Crystal Palace, I think, and we drew 2-2. But I'm confident with what I've seen over the last couple of games. I'm confident that we are getting back to our best. We just need to work on you know, the back a little bit more still because Soyuncu he's a liability. Kaggle Soyuncu, he really is a liability. He got dragged against Brentford. I do believe that if he stayed on, we could have conceded a second. But Johnny Evans does improve. You know, he does improve him slightly. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see what Brendan decides to do with the back line. Vestergaard could come in. I'm not too sure, but yeah.
How old is Johnny Evans now? When's he going to be done? He seems to have been around forever.
Maybe 32.
He seems to have been around forever. Is he only 32?
I don't know.
Older than Johnny Evans?
You'll have to check. Someone check. But I think he's 32.
There's no way I'm older than Johnny Evans.
I just want to say one thing when it comes to Leicester and West Ham. The one thing when it comes to the top four, I think the top four is set in stone. But both clubs need to make sure that they are in position in case someone drops off to actually go and take advantage of it and somehow end up in the top four. Like if Man United somehow just mess around a bit too much and they end up like in a dodgy position, like hopefully it's West Ham because Leicester have just bottled it twice. So when it comes to it comes to both clubs, they need to put themselves in a position to at least be there. Just be there in case something happens. Worst case scenario, you play Europa League football, which is incredible as well. So it's just you know, it's good stuff.
You know, absolutely. By the way, Johnny, he's 33. I've just had a look. Wow. It's a weird one actually because the last 3 years we've started really strong and we've gone on really strong until January, February, March, and then we've just dropped off. It'll be interesting to see now, having started the season poorly, if we can now turn it around and how long we can maintain it, it will be interesting. But
what a story that will be. What a story.
No,
that
I'm
be
not
if you
looking
keep
for
it up.
arguments. Not looking for arguments. We're done the argument.
Yeah.
I'm
Mohammed,
just
I'm
saying,
like
look,
you though.
because
I
the
can
top
watch.
four are set in stone, they need to just be in a place in case something happens, you're there. So that's the one thing they need to build on. That's all I want to say.
I can see, right, Mohammed's just said in the chat there, Hassan, he's looking for an argument again. I can watch, right, I can just see his little face like glint up as if to say, I didn't get this. I'm watching it thinking he's coming.
Hassan,
hey, no, right.
Hassan,
on,
start one with, start an argument with someone who's got less Premier League trophies than you, because I don't know if you remember.
We've got 19 Premier League. We've got 19 Premier Leagues. Don't even go there. We've got 19. A name change does not make it a different trophy. Genuinely, this is just okay. Wow. I can genuinely make the argument right now that Man United don't have 13 Premier League titles because it was called the Barclays Premier League. It was called the Barclay Card Premier League. Before that, it was called the FA Premier League. Mate, so if a name change, if we apply this logic to the Carabao Cup, we're fucked. Because it was the Milk Cup, it was the Coca-Cola Cup, it was the Carling Cup, it was the Worthington Cup. So there's just a name change. It's the same thing.
No. The difference is that they are the same. The Premier League was a new tour. It was a new division.
It's not a new tournament at all. It's the first division of English football.
Yeah,
yes, the first division of English football.
It's a new concept.
Tomato. First division of English football, Premier League. Name change. No,
look, she's trying to start an argument over trophies with a Liverpool fan, mate. It's not going to end well. It's not going to end well, mate.
Well, okay, am I lying? Leicester City and Liverpool have the same amount of Premier League trophies. They do.
No, they don't.
Don't try and tell me.
It's not a great argument to start.
No, they don't.
Do.
Please stop lying to yourself.
They do.
Please stop lying
to
yourself.
Mate. They do.
Just because you want to sit on the big boys table, you're literally talking to European royalty. You're talking to absolute royalty. We sit next to AC Milan and Real Madrid. You don't even sit next to Nottingham Forest. Why are you talking to trophies with me, bro?
In the past.
Come on, man.
In the past.
This guy you won. We've won the more recent league title. So who's in the past then?
What 4 years ago? 5 years ago, Leicester, mate. It's not that long ago, is it?
Okay, we won it 2 years ago, so we won it more closer.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Listen, just worry about your top four race, where you're fourth for 38 game weeks and then bottle it in the last game. Just worry about that and just leave the trophies for the big clubs, man. Man said one Premier League title, I swear. Trying to talk trophies to a Liverpool fan. Listen, I've started watching football since 2003 and I've seen more trophies than you've seen. And we've been on the worst downfall in our club's history. So don't even try to go there. There's a reason United fans sing 20 times, not 13 times. It's not a different tournament. Stop lying to yourself. It's the same thing. It's the first division of English football. We've won it 19 times. Man United have won it 20. You've won it. I don't know how many league titles you've won in black and white, but you have won.
Sam, so in response, I get what you're saying, but like me and Oscar couldn't say we've won a Premier League.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
No. But honestly speaking, what's the difference? Okay, then let's apply that logic to the Champions League. Then
I agree with Hassan actually.
Yeah, because then
so where's that?
Joe, get a Madrid fan in here and tell him you don't have.
I get that on the European thing, and I know what you're saying about. We were champions of England. Like we were the last true champions of England before all the money and all the rubbish came and the Premier League was created and all that sort of stuff. I get what you're saying, but I couldn't physically say to people, we've won Premier Leagues. We've won the top division.
You can say it though, and you wouldn't be wrong. And by the way, for the European trophies, there's a bigger argument for the Champions League because first of all, it started as an invitational. After that, it was the champions of each country. Then it became 2 groups. Then it became 4 from England. Then, like, if I wanna apply that logic to the Champions League actually changed way more than the English First Division changed, because the English First Division just went from 24 teams to 20. And like the money went from like the FA to the actual clubs and stuff. So like honestly speaking, we have 19 Premier League titles. We have 19 First Division titles. A name change does not make it something completely different. In Europe, there's a bigger argument because there's been
you know what I just find funny, guys? I get everything, but Locks, You're way out of your depth trying to talk to a Liverpool fan
Yeah,
about
come on,
trophies.
You're an Arsenal fan, bro. You were an Arsenal
Bro,
fan.
you still
What are
don't
going
have
on
no right
about,
to talk to
man?
any of us about trophies.
You can't. You can't.
You just won your first FA Cup in your
Yes,
decade.
mate. Get out of here. Get
Yo,
out of
you
here,
just
bro.
won your
You
first
are
FA
not-
Cup of your life, of your club's history, and you guys were celebrating it. We look down on the FA Cup now.
I'll be honest with you, Gal. I will take an argument from him, right? I will take an argument, but I ain't taking one from an Arsenal fan, mate. So don't bother.
You'll take an
Especially
argument from
not-
a West Ham fan.
Nah.
I'm not getting involved, mate, when it comes to trophies. Don't you
I'm
worry.
not I'm on about
Point it up.
Hassan. Yeah, I'm not on about Corey. No offense, Corey. Don't get involved, mate. Like, fair enough if someone wants to have a
I'm
go
sorry,
at me or
Corey.
you know,
I'm sorry.
argue
He's
about
like
the trophies, but just leave it. Come back to me another time, man. Because this isn't the period of Arsenal's history.
You need to relax, mate. Because when at the end of the day, Liverpool are the number one team in England when it comes to major honors. Manchester United, I would say second, and Arsenal is third. And no one comes near us when it comes to title trophies. Us three clubs. So if you're gonna bring it to us, first bring it to Huddersfield, then chat to me.
Okay, but I didn't bring it to you, by the way. You started it. You brought it to me. I was.
No. I was just saying. Don't talk about.
I don't know if you noticed, man.
I never.
No.
I was just.
Right. We're gonna give a little bit of love to Leeds before we.
Leeds.
No, I want to carry on with this. To be fair, I want to carry on with this.
Let's talk about Gelhardt. Come on. I want to hear it.
Yeah,
Stop
man.
living in the past. Arsenal won an FA Cup 2 years ago. Living in the past.
Talk to me about Gelhardt, Oscar.
Wow. Not just Gelhardt, Somerville as well. We've got to give Somerville a mention as well. They were both absolutely unreal when they came on. And to be honest with you, mate, I was watching the game. Even going to stoppage time, I was confident we'd score. I just thought we were that far on top of Wolves. We were dominating the game. Wolves couldn't get out of their own half. Good Wolves team as well. The chances we created in that game, absolutely superb. And our best performance of the season by far for me so far. We're a bit unlucky at the goal we conceded. But yeah, Gelhardt, everything came through Gelhardt. Yeah, in fact, on another day, he probably would have got 2 goals.
Well, he had that effort, didn't he, that Sarr saved. He had the one that he just missed at the end. I thought he was an exceptional introduction. What did you make to Martin Keown saying he moved like Messi?
Not wrong, is he?
Even the people in the studio went, "Calm down, Martin, calm down."
He's not wrong. He's not wrong. To be fair, that little shimmy, you know, bit messy like. No, I wouldn't go for that. I don't think he's messy like in that kind of. He's not. He's a different style. He's a bit more physical than Messi for me. He's again. Is he talking pure style?
We don't need to. That was Martin Keown, mate.
Yeah.
You don't need to actually give me a reason as to why he's not like Messi.
all right, okay, calm down. Just can I say what I was going to say or not?
Yeah, sorry.
Good.
You're after some beef, aren't you? That's why. You're after some beef.
I'm not after any beef. You're the one that came to me and Messi.
Go on,
and I've just right. He's a bit more. I don't know. He's not at that level. But in terms of movement, in terms of just this pure just aggression, speed, physicality, he's a similar kind of style. He's like a little young Wayne Rooney. And look, it's a long way to go before we can make that kind of comparison. But in terms of style, how he plays the game, no fear. He comes on, half an hour to go against Wolves. Leeds are on the poor on the form. The pressure couldn't really be much higher than that. And he comes on and has that kind of impact. Superb talent. And Somerville as well. Somerville, absolutely superb as well. And I love that fearlessness from both players. And to be honest, the next player I want to see from that group is Lewis Bates. I think there's a case now. You've seen what Somerville's done. Geldhardt's done. Let's see if Lewis Bates can do a similar thing in the middle of the park.
I think we'll have to wait another season. The way Bielsa works it, they come in season and the under 23s, then they're in the squad, and I think we've seen that with Gelhardt, Greenwood. I think the next one we might see is Sam Greenwood, obviously formerly of Arsenal. Do you reckon Gelhardt starts and scores tomorrow against Arsenal, Oscar?
I think he starts. I think he definitely starts. Whether it's as a number 10 or a centre forward, I'm not sure. But I'll back him to score. I mean, I think Arsenal. I'd be surprised if Arsenal played Ben White or Gabriel. I hope they don't. I hope it is Rob Holding and Mari.
Mari,
We can get that.
Cedric. We've got them, man.
Gelhardt could get it, Holding and Mari. I think obviously White and Gabriel, I think it's a very good centre-back pairing. But no, we can get it, Holding and Mari for me. There's no doubt about that.
Same. I agree. They're woeful. This is what, man. You know, like, obviously Leeds fans hammer. And when I was doing my Arsenal preview, which is out now, guys, if you haven't watched it, if you want to watch it, you can do that. When I was talking about their lineup and their back four, not their first team, but the one that will come in tomorrow, and I think about how much stick Cooper gets, and I get he's not amazing, but I think they've got Holding and Mari. Like, I wouldn't take either of them over Liam Cooper. Genuinely, I think they're rubbish. But that's just mine. And I'm not like trying to slander your gal or anything like that. I'm just saying I think them two players are not great.
They're nowhere near Arsenal standards. Nowhere near Arsenal standards.
If it was your first team, I'd be more concerned. But look, our record against Arsenal's not great. Anyway, this is turning into.
You should have left Holding at Bolton. To be honest with you, Gal, you should have just left him at Bolton. I mean, that was more his level.
He was literally going to go to he was going to go to America and play college football, like NFL, as a kicker.
we can tell, like, that's not even a crazy story. We can tell because he doesn't have any football in it. So
what? And then Wenger came in and said you're going to be the next best thing. Is that what
Wenger grabbed him? They were in financial difficulties. We got him for $3 million, and we said, "Yo, he's actually pretty good." But he was good in a back three. He was never good actually in a back four.
He isn't good even in the back three. He's good like for 3 games out of 38 every season. So let's talk about the other 35 games. He's shit.
Let's not over exaggerate. Hussam, I watch him week in, week out.
I would rather have Nat Phillips over Rob Holding.
Okay, and you've had Nat Phillips, and a lot of people here would say they don't know anything about Nat Phillips, and they probably think he's garbage.
No, they don't.
But they still got top 4 Nat Phillips at the back.
At least Nat Phillips can win a header, and he's got a bit of aggression about him. Rob Holding's got nothing about him.
Nat Phillips got an assist away at Old Trafford. See how I always come with the arguments? Come on, man.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not even going to back Holding. Forget it.
Nah, you don't need to back him, mate. Honestly, you know that. You know that, really. You don't want him playing.
I never knew Leeds are playing Arsenal. I thought didn't Leeds draw Man City
in the League Cup?
No, we got Arsenal
tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. We play Preston. I swear, I thought Leeds drew City. Okay, my bad. No, I never knew
they were playing West Ham. Have you got City?
Yeah, 60,000 fans are sold out on a Wednesday. I'll tell you what, that's fair play. West Ham getting up.
Yeah, Arsenal sold out also.
Please beat Man City, man.
Yo, let's talk about Arsenal. Arsenal sold out also. I'm going to tell you something about Arsenal supporters, actually. Not supporters, I'm not having a go at you, but just about the atmosphere within the Emirates and the stadium as a whole. When we played you in the FA Cup, we were allowed to take 8,000 fans, right? 8,000. We got the full allocation. For this fixture, Arsenal Football Club gave us 5,000. Their reasoning behind it, and it's on their official website, is due to persistent standing. So they said because the Leeds fans stood throughout the full 90 minutes, they have reduced their allocation by 3,500. What is that? Like, I never, ever sit at the football. I don't. I stand up for 90 minutes, the full 90. That's just how Ellen Road is, where I'm sat, in the Kop. For Arsenal, like, what is that buffoonery? Is that a normal thing in the Premier League? How can they reduce our ticket allocation by 3,500?
You can't do that in the Prem. I think it's an FA thing. Yeah, or no, sorry, like a cup competition.
They make you sit down.
Yeah, but why make that decision persistent standing? It's a football game.
Let's be honest, they don't want people all like falling over and everyone getting hurt. It could cause a whole catalog of trouble.
That's not why we're... Come on now, man. Why did you give us 8,000 before then?
Don't they usually get more allocation in the Carabao Cup?
My personal
That's what I'm saying.
opinion,
so we were given 8, but Arsenal have decided to reduce it due to persistence.
Wow.
I think it's a travesty, but what they've done is they basically punish your club for what they've done in the past. And they do that to people.
Well, for standing up at a football game.
Wembley, I almost got kicked out because I was standing up at an NFL game.
Madness.
So it's like, it's weird.
It's a madness. It's a madness. And the atmosphere at the Emirates is like bad anyway, isn't it? So if you reduce the away fans allocation as well, it's
It depends. It depends when you go. I was at the North London Derby.
It depends.
It depends when you go, because I was at the North London Derby. It was great. I know people who were at the
You were
Chelsea
3
game.
up. Of course, it's going to be good.
I know people who were at the Chelsea game. It was terrible. At the Aston Villa game was great. The Norwich game was great. It just depends. You're not honestly. Our fans need to be encouraged by the performance on the pitch.
So that tells me that game hasn't sold out, Igal, because if you're an Arsenal member, you can still get them.
No, but I seen it on the website. It said it's sold out.
There you go. Because my good friend Harmony there is actually.
So if I have a look on the website now, Gal, if I have a look on the Arsenal website, you're going to tell me that it's going to come sold out?
They look at they said it sold out. They said it was sold out.
Let's have a quick look.
Bro, let him answer, man. This guy, Oscar answered for him. He's like, oh.
They said it was sold out. If you want me to search it,
Let's have a look. I'm not sure on that, Gal. I'll be honest.
We don't need to do that.
While you guys have a look, I just want
buy Arsenal FC tickets.
Can I say one thing while these two look? I have a prediction when it comes to West Ham. I've said this prediction.
Hang on. Buy now. Arsenal home to Leeds United. Gold members, purple members, silver members, junior Gunners members. It hasn't sold out.
How many members, man? They're pilfering your fan base, pilfering it.
they're trying to go mad.
Only certain London clubs can sell out midweek. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Not for everyone.
What was you going to say, Sam?
I think West Ham are going to win the Europa League. And I think they are going to face Barcelona in the final and beat Barcelona. And it's going to be the biggest game in West Ham's history. That's genuine.
That's Barcelona,
my honest prediction.
Do you know, the longer we play
Okay.
in Europe and the more I see of us, the more like I kind of go, oh, we might actually be all right, you know? Like, I'm not saying we would go and get to a final. Like, if we could get to a quarter or a semi, I'd be like...
You're going to win it. You'll see.
Cry my
Okay,
eyes out,
I
mate.
just
Mark
wanna tell you
Noble
guys-
lifting
I
the
have
Europa
belief.
League.
I have belief. I genuinely believe that because I think the way West Ham have been playing specifically under Moyes actually suits European football as well. Like if they, but here's the one thing I'll say: you do need a bit of a lucky draw on the way. But I genuinely think you're gonna make it to the final, and Barcelona will be your opponent, and you're gonna beat FC Barcelona.
If Mark Noble lifts that Europa League, you'll never hear the end of it.
Listen, I want to tell you guys
never hear
something.
the end of it, mate.
The Emirates is expecting, what is it? 47,000 people.
47 people, probably more accurate.
47,000 people. No, that's serious.
So it hasn't sold out then.
47K. That's, I don't know what the capacity is. What's the capacity?
60,000, isn't it?
Okay, so that's what it's. They're saying it's supposed to sell out.
Anyway,
Listen, as long as
all
City
right.
don't win it, that's what matters. I'm just sick and tired of that bald fraud checkbook bastard lifting that Carabao Cup.
Yeah, no, I hear.
Why doesn't
Right,
Liverpool
so
win it?
Oscar, do we feel like a bit of a revival from
Don't
Leeds
take it
United
serious.
now?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure if it'll start from tomorrow or not. Tomorrow's still a tough game. You know, Arsenal still certainly going forward. They're going to be able to put out a very strong team. So yeah, I mean, there's a possibility we can beat Arsenal, but again, we're not favourites going to that game by any stretch. But certainly from Norwich onwards, I feel more confident now. I think we play like we did that second half against Wolves against Norwich. I'm confident we can beat Norwich, to be honest. And if we have Rafinha, Bamford, Phillips back in for Norwich, hopefully Rafinha certainly will be back in time for that. I think we can kickstart. I really do.
Yeah, man.
We've still
We're
got
gonna
some
start
tough games to
climbing up the
play.
table. We'll start climbing up the table for me now, Oscar. I think that was
so.
it. That Watford one, huge point. Wolves one, sorry, huge point.
Only conceded 2 in the last 3 as well. Defensively, Llorente and Cooper forming a good partnership, I think, at the back as well. Melier as well. So I think we're looking better.
We are. I think, look, guys, I didn't expect it to take that long. We're almost up to 2 hours just for the fixtures that we didn't touch on. Obviously, Crystal Palace failed to win again. They drew 1-1 with Newcastle. Southampton, Burnley, 2-2, rubbish. And, of course, City just continue to go about their business on the QT. I know they battered Brighton 4-1.
I'll tell you what, Bernardo Silva was fantastic. Like I sat and watched. Like I thought City's press as well with that street. Like it was Grealish, Foden, Silva. I thought they were just spot on. They were tearing.
We definitely made a mistake with the team in the season so far. We've not put him in over.
Are you acknowledging that now? Pogba in there.
I actually
Pogba in there.
I can't believe how good Silva is. Like, I genuinely cannot believe how good he is. Like, in that 8 role, it's just ridiculous. It's different level.
Well, if you'd listened and not put Paul Pogba in there, then you wouldn't have made this mistake, lads.
Yeah, but Paul Pogba had like, what, 5 assists by
7.
that point?
Oh, wow, we got 4 of them against us.
Yeah, I know, but that's still a big thing. He only got 4 all last season, didn't he? So 3 or whatever it was. So
Don't try and justify it.
Yeah,
it was a poor take.
I hear you. But guys, I mean, we've done, honestly, genuinely, for those that were on the video tonight as well, like, I want to thank you all because it's a great lineup. I want everyone that's on this panel to be here. They all have my respect, and I all, really, really enjoy them as content creators. So much love to each and every single one of you that we're here. So thank you for that. Corey, what's happening on the West Ham way?
I've got to get a City preview out. Quite a quick turnaround, these midweek fixtures. I've got to get one out for that, right? Post-match for that, and then we're back away to Villa on Sunday. So I'm sure I'll get a video out. I've got, by the way, if anyone watches London Clubs Carnage on Matisse's channel, Toby, Lee Gunner, and Matisse, Toby's getting roasted, mate. A Spurs fan on there, he's getting it. So if you're around Wednesday, around 1, watch that. Cause
no mercy.
I can't let it off toes. Can't let it off toes.
I'll definitely be watching it. Big shout out. Make sure you check out Corey's channel, The West Ham Way. Gal, what's going on EGTV?
We just did a preview with you, Joe, and Vic, and my guy Harry. We did a preview to the Leeds game. So if you guys are Leeds fans and you want to go check that out, go check that out. And I'm almost at 9,000 subscribers. So if you guys want to help me out, get to 9,000 subscribers, that'd be great.
Yeah, please do that. As I say, each contributors tonight, their link is in the description. Sam, thank you for being here again, mate. What's going down on the channel?
Just to say, pleasure coming on as always. I actually really had fun today. 2 hours flew by, so big up everyone. And thank you for having me. Me and Corey started off with a little rivalry, but when I said the West Ham are gonna win the Europa League, listen, we're fine now. We're allies. We're allies again. So big up, man. Pleasure working with all of you. On This Is Football, we do watch-alongs for most of the big 6. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing the Liverpool Preston watch along. After that it's the Liverpool show. Wednesday Chelsea, then the Chelsea show, and on Thursday the weekly recap. Just listen, it's a channel for everyone, so subscribe and hit that notification bell. And big up Joe, subscribe right now and smash that like button on this video as well. And it's a pleasure as always, my guy. So big up for you.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, and Thursday I do my match my weekly preview with Hussam also.
Oh, there you go. Then I didn't know that. So there's another one. I don't know where Oscar and Locks have gone, but both their boys' channels are in the description. You got Locks in the Box and Oscar. He'll be doing loads of stuff on All Leeds TV, so make sure you check out that. And thank you genuinely everyone for being here and getting me to 7K. Smash a like. Make sure you check these boys' channels out, and I'll see you tomorrow for a watch along when Leeds beat Arsenal in the Carabao Cup, and we go to a quarter final. We go to a quarter final. 1-1, and then we win on pens. That's how I see it going, but I'll leave it there.
3-1.